Hey folks, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Sorry I didn't get there right on exact time, but I'll do the best I can. Uh, Cecilia, thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. Travis, Blake, Grace, thank you for coming. I'm just getting close on my hours here, so bear with me here. Uh, yeah, last time I checked, 707 hours left, hopefully to get monetized. Right now, I got to talk about pretty much anything right now. I'm trying to get the lightning thing going. I am not sure what I'm doing wrong. I'll kill that light. That light just kills me. There we go. Hey, Cecilia, how you doing? Man, did my links work now? Let me check my hours. Give me a second. Let's see here. Exact. Dang it! Come on, stop it. There we go. According to my thing, I am exactly 707 hours I need left out of the 4,000 hours required. I am at 1,001 subscribers, so I have reached that milestone, and I need 707 more hours, which is, I think, is just amazing. I never thought I'd get this far. Hey, Reese, thank you for coming. Hey, Cliff. Sorry, I sent a bunch of notifications out. Maybe I can get Cliff up here. I don't know. Or maybe get somebody up here. Let's see here. Yeah, got a little bit of things we can talk about. The viewer hours notwithstanding. I'm willing to talk about anything. I got some archery box stuff I would like to talk about if anybody's interested. I've got my old and new boxes right here next to me on the right. Talk about waxing bowstrings, anything of the like. Archery is my preferred, but I will talk about anything. Except traditional archery is my wheelhouse. Modern archery, I can talk about it, but that's about all I can do. I have no experience. Hey, Dawn, how you doing? Thank you for coming. I've got quite a few things. Excuse me for being off screen here. Yeah, I got quite a few things in my box down here I'd love to discuss with people who are. Oh yeah, there's that piece. Okay. Sorry, I've got some pieces, parts that I need to work with here. Okay, thanks, Cliff. Now, like this right here is a tool that I use regularly. It's a little old. I'm missing the base at the moment, and this is what I use to melt my wax. Wax my hot melt glue, which is Ferrule-Tite, which is what I use to secure my tips on with this. So we use this little butane torch. It's a cool little torch. We've had it for a while. And I got the different version of the Tex-Tite that I used in the little that comes in this. This is what I usually use. This is what I'm going to use from now on. This is that bowstring wax applicator, which is really cool. Allows me to wax my strings without getting anything on my fingers as much. And it's a nice little carrier for that, which is better than the beeswax I used to. The beeswax that I normally use. And I even got some really old beeswax. Yeah, I carry a lot of stuff like that. Oh, how's my tomato plant doing? Give me a moment. Let me get myself situated here, and I will actually take you on a little excursion onto my front porch. Well, actually, I'm going to do it with my phone because let me figure out what I did with my phone. What did I do with my phone? But I'm not sitting on it, am I? You think it fell? I don't remember seeing it, though. I thought that was the remote. I don't see it. Oh, I'll just show you guys with my. I could bring the plant in here. I guess Jenny's right. Give me a second. I'll show you. This has been on our sun porch. I transplanted it a week or so ago. This is what it's going like. Look at that. Woo! Way up there. It's the big pot in there. We put it some in Miracle Grow potting soil. So I think it's doing pretty good. We had some mishaps with my transplanting process, but it's starting to catch on. So I think it's doing pretty good. Considering I'm not much of a gardener, I think I did pretty good. Yeah, like I said, it's gotten pretty big compared to that little pot. Okay, and it went from. Oh, still got the pot that came in. Stay out here for a little bit. Okay, sorry about that. Had to take the thing out there. Started to water it while I was out there. But it went from like a little pot like this big to the one you just saw. So I think I did pretty good. It's got some growing to do. I have had some mishaps. The plant, the dirt it was in, soil, whatever you want to call it, wasn't the best. But now it's in the Miracle Grow potting soil, and it seems to be doing better. I'm glad I'm doing better. We haven't got any flowers or tomatoes yet, but we're looking forward to it because we've tried in the past to get tomatoes, and we've never been able to. Have we, love? Now, vine vegetables such as green beans, muskmelons, and pumpkins, and cucumbers, we did amazing with. It just tomatoes, carrots never came up. Potatoes never did very well, but we done well on the vine vegetables. I do have a couple of other books that I was going to talk to about last week when we were doing the book on the Back to Basics book, but you guys I'll talk about that in a little while. But that's how my plants are doing. Well, actually, we have another plant, and it's our aloe vera plant, which we're keeping in the kitchen. It's doing okay considering it's nearly died like 5 times, and we still survived. Pumpkins, our pumpkins were doing an amazing job of growing when we were living in Newton, but we had one major issue that we've never accounted for. We counted for animals. We counted for bugs. We counted for no rain. We didn't account on the neighbor kids. That was our biggest one. But surprisingly enough, one of our pumpkins actually made it to a second-year harvest with my son's mom, real mom. And it actually grew a second generation of pumpkins. So that's at least that was cool. Sorry, looking at archery gear down here. Our green beans were and cucumbers were our best crops, right? Yeah. Yep, Grace. Unfortunately, they thought it was funny to smash our pumpkins. We had some really nice big ones too, and Ian was really really mad because they were jealous of Ian. I would think. Don't you think so, hon? Okay. But we had some really nice. They were about that big. Really nice. They were getting really good for right before October, and they never made it. Now, our muskmelons, was it muskmelons or did we have cantaloupe? Which one? Cantaloupe. Our cantaloupe was surprisingly good. I think that's a really. Huh?
The cantaloupe is what got smashed.
No, the pumpkins got smashed. Because one of the pumpkins survived was the teeny little one, remember?
They smashed both of them.
Oh, yeah. Our cantaloupe and our pumpkins got smashed. Peas. We never got any peas to grow. We don't grow okra. Well, we never tried okra. But in this place here, we haven't got to the point where we can actually plant yet. With all the extra hours I've been doing with the riding with the drivers, I haven't been able to. But we're trying with the little plants. Jenny did pick up some starter plant stuff. Well, I can show you. Give me a moment. What are those seeds go? Huh?
I don't know who you did with them.
Oh, there they are. Mac, you can stay out there or what? Okay. This is actually Jenny's find. She picked, I'm not sure what she, was it $3?
Yeah.
$3 or $4? She picked up 2 trays of these Mackenzie little greenhouse deals. She picked up, excuse me, 2 of these for about $3. Actually, no. Yeah, you got 2 of those, and they came with. Let's see here. Ornamental bluegrass, some sunflowers, and some foxglove. But we're going to use them for planting vegetables and some of the other seeds that we got, like from Dawn and stuff like that. Oh, Grace, you wouldn't believe what we actually had BLTs for supper. Jenny's boss actually gave her some fresh grown tomatoes. We had those with supper tonight. Very, very good. Right, love? But I was going to talk about those other books here. One of these books, I know for a fact one of you have, because Grace owns these, which is this one in here. Part of the Foxfire series, if anybody's ever heard of those. Tyler, oh man, amazing to see you, brother. Haven't seen you in forever. Thank you for coming. Fried fish and cheese grits. Jenny thinks you might like that one. Thank you for coming, everybody. I really appreciate it. This is right here is, just a generic some stories and stuff like that. I don't know exactly. I haven't read it, to be honest, because it doesn't have a lot of, well, talks about moonshining days and how stock car racing got started, drive-in movie theaters, all that stuff. Ooh, shrimp is good. I like fried shrimp, not broiled shrimp. Well, for those people who are interested, you're more than welcome. Let's see if we can get you up here. I will do this again. And for those people who do not know, Tyler is the reason a lot of us are together, because we started part of his wood squad. So props to him. And this is one of the other books that I've got. I am really interested in the tools of old. Gardening is one thing, but I like knowing how to build tools. My dad was a carpenter. My grandpa was a carpenter. I know a little bit about building things, and it's just something I've always been interested in knowing, at least, knowing how to do things. Like, give me a second. How to make a rake making, how to make a rake. Fork, a little bit of everything. Fork making. Let's see, I'm not sure if there's an index in here. I can show you what some of the stuff that they talk about, but it's a really good book. I like it anyway. So that's just one of the books that I have. Okay, please forgive a Iowan. What the? I've heard of grits. I've never seen grits. What are grits? Please forgive somebody who's ignorant. Welcome back, Travis. Okay. Is it like hominy? I've had hominy growing up. I never really cared for it. Kind of like cream of wheat. I actually like cream of wheat. Jenny loves cream of wheat. She likes chocolate cream of wheat best, especially.
Maple brown sugar is not that bad.
What?
Maple brown sugar is not bad either.
Maple and brown sugar one's not bad either. Well, I was stationed in Biloxi, Mississippi for a while, and definitely San Antonio, Texas for a long while. Not quite Cecilia. I don't think that's what they're talking about, but okay. That's what it. Okay, have you ever had hominy? Okay, I've had hominy growing up. Didn't care for it, but apparently grits is ground up hominy. So I'm glad you're doing well, Travis. Please recover and heal quickly. Sure. You're more than welcome, Travis. That's why I invited you. Friends and family, dude. That's it's cool. I don't. I mean, I just want people to come shoot. We can do some videoing if we want. We can do if we want. Just just have some fun. Oh, even better, even better. If you guys, I mean, I could show you pictures of what the range looks like. If you give me a moment, I can pull it up. Let me see here. What the heck does it do that? I don't want Yahoo. I want Google. Here's what the range looks like if you give me a moment here. Yeah, that's the range. When you come up on it, there's a little bow racks that are hanging on both either side, left or to the right, but that's the way it's set up. You're most welcome. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Thank you for coming. Down to the left of this picture, there's a road where this picture was taken, is where the shelter house is, and we could set up. We're gonna set up our grill, bring in some brats, some hamburgers, dogs, what have you, and just have a look. And if anybody can bring something, if they can, that'd be greatly appreciated. We can have stuff for the kids, have stuff for the adults. Just generally have fun. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. I just had a long day. Doing the over the road thing with the drivers because they are injured, so I have to do the work for them. So that's what I've been doing. Long shifts. I'm doing okay right now. Just got supper earlier. Had some amazing fresh tomatoes and basically BTs. We don't do BLTs because Jenny can't handle it. But right now, we're doing great. Let's see here. Let me just stop that right there. There we go. And there you go. Okay. You got a new bear? Ooh, I'd love to see that one. Is it a recurve or a compound, Tyler? I thought I made it a potluck. I'd have to let me check. I set this thing up on Facebook, so bear with me, folks, because I don't know any other ways of actually setting it up. Give me a second. Come on. There you are. Where is my events? Yep. I did make it a potluck. I don't know if this will show on you guys or not, because I can't make it a small link, which is really freaking sucks. Nope, I can't do it. Dang it. Let me see if I can try it better. Let me see. Okay, let me see if that works. Oh, that's cool. I actually have the Survival Archery Systems Asmo Survival Longbow, which is really cool too. So that's the link to the event. If you can make it, if you can't see it, it probably means you probably need to friend me on Facebook if you're not already a friend of mine. If you need to, we can set that up. That way you can view it. I can share it with you and invite you and all the other fun stuff. That's if you're in the local area. So, Tyler, have you seen? Cool. I'm glad you can make it thing. I did invite you. I do know that. Have you seen my Atmos, Tyler, or not? I haven't. I wasn't sure if you have or not. And I have some new, really cool archery gear too. So, which I'll be bringing with me, and some cool. Glad you've seen it. I've actually got some really cool archery stuff that you didn't get the chance to see with these. This is really cool little piece of equipment that I picked up, and it's for waxing your bowstrings. That way you can slide it down your bowstrings without keeping your hands cleaned up and everything else. I usually carry it in the tube. Here's the way I've usually carried it is like this. But this is a lot more efficient. That's fine, Travis. I understand. Family comes first. Oh, I've seen that with a little magnet. I've seen those with magnets that do that out of bows. I will definitely help where I can, Tyler. I've seen that somewhere. I can't place it where. It might have been on TikTok. I don't know. I'll take a look. I'll see what I can do. But I will help you best I can. I think we could figure it out. I have some ideas. That's cool. If I could just see it, I think we can figure it out. I think we can. Between you and me, we got it. And if we can't, we'll improvise. Make it work. It depends on the bow you're using. If you're using a compound, maybe. Have some ideas. Yeah, that might work. Okay. That's cool, Taylor. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you next week. But this Saturday, I'm going to have to pick up some grill, get some food ready, get the coolers cleaned up. Yeah. Rain or shine, it's going to happen. Back in the day, there used to be something called a stone bow, Grace, which basically shot stone bullets, which is pretty much the same thing you're talking about, Grace. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's see. Momentum. It will probably, depending on if there's any spin on it, I'd have to look at the video. Let me see here. I'll do a quick search on something. Well, it's making that. It's not probably different. Okay. Well, the fletching is there just to keep the archer's paradox going, and the centripetal force from the speed of the arrow helps keep it on point. I'm not sure about slingshots. That's out of my wheelhouse. I know arrows, slingshots. I'm on a learning curve here, but I will do everything I can to learn what's going on about that. I've seen videos on that. I just don't know. I've heard of sling bows. Um, I've seen. Oh, interesting. I just saw something. I don't know if it works with that or not. Sorry. If I seem like I'm rambling, it was because I'm reading. Because I'm looking at one on Amazon, but it's $358. Hey, Evan, how you doing? Congratulations, Mallory. You looked beautiful in your dress. Congratulations. Okay, hold on. Let me share it. Here's the link. Oh, I hope that works. Nope, that didn't work. Not sure exactly how to share this particular one, but it's the link is up there. I can add it to one of the lists here. To what list? Yeah, it's on my Collins list. If you want to look on my community page and stuff like that, there'll be links in there. You can go get to that particular bow, but it's right there on that page. Feel free; it'll help. I wanted to watch it, but it was already gone before I could get to it. But congratulations, Mallory. You and Ben looked very happy. Awesome, Volcano. Hawaii. I just about time. What do you think of it? I was just showing off mine again earlier. Sorry, let me get this. I'm going to stop this for a second. Good idea, Cecilia. Thank you, Evan. Be well, Tyler. Thank you for coming. See you next week. Tyler's coming.
Cool.
He's bringing a friend. That's cool. Oh, I was going to show Mallory that book. Where's that book? Oh. I'm not sure if I showed Mallory this one or not. Be well, brother. Be safe. See you and your friend and your family in about a week. But this is one of the books I was talking to you guys about a little while ago, by John Seymour. John Seymour did a lot of books like this. Forgotten Crafts, which is really cool. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Dang. It's because she sings too good. Let me do this and do some invitations. Get some people up here where you can hang out with me. That's why when I play this thing, it doesn't do that because it's my songs. There's no copyright involved. Found some archery equipment we didn't know we had. One of these things, which I've never really been familiar with. These little plastic doohickeys. I prefer the real deals. And got a lot of artificial sinew. Got it by the roll. Never gonna have too much of that stuff. Hey, Mike, how you doing, brother? Thank you for coming. Oh, crap. Sorry. Ding. There we go. Is Mac back in? Well, I want to close up the front porch. So, what's new with you guys? And for those of you who do have bows, do you have your archery repair kits for like replacing, help fixing your arrows, fixing your bowstrings, replacing tips, nocks, fletchings, that kind of thing? Let's see here. Let's see if I can find that one. I know it's in here. Just not sure where I put it. What the heck is that doing? Oh, I'll worry about that later. Yeah, I heard. Mike, be safe. Watch out for flooding and get to the high ground if you can find any. Okay, thanks. Oh, I really appreciate it. Cool. Mal's going to be singing with a band. Let's see here. Cool. Have fun, Grace. Be safe. Yeah, we've been having a lot of, not here, mind you, a lot of places, especially in like Nebraska, have been having some serious flooding. So just be safe, guys. I'm checking out something here. Bear with me here. Ooh, I do have that one. Good. I'm setting up a broadhead. That came apart. Yeah, this is the hard part, guys. my new Thunderhead broadheads. Trying to get it up there tight enough where I can not fall apart. Works better if you have an arrow set it on there to keep it tapped down. This one? Yeah, there we go. One of my Thunderhead broadheads, which I picked up for really cheap. I picked these up for, what did I pick these up for? $13. About $40 worth. Ben's Corner, yes. Okay, what's the topic? I'm looking for Ben's Corner. I've been waiting on Ben's Corner forever. New Ben's Corner. He's really smart man. I'll build that up later. Cool. So, that's freaking cool. I love listening to Ben talk. He's very knowledgeable. He makes it interesting. That's one of the best things about you guys. He's a natural. He just doesn't know it. So, does anybody have any archery questions? Oh, got to bring out the beverage of choice. Ben does seem quite shy, but when you get him on a topic he's interested in, Cecilia, he's a regular chatterbox. But he's not boring, and he's not apprehensive. He's just passionate and awesome, which is really cool. Well, I'm sure that's true, Mallory. Blake, what's the high watermark on that island you're going to be on? Because if it goes up several feet, which could be a lot more land-wise. Well, Pepsi doesn't sponsor me. I would definitely take a archery sponsor pretty much any day. I need arrows. I always need arrows. And finding a decent left-handed bow is not easy. I've got several. Had quite a few. But let's see here. What can I add for my banner today? Let's see here. This one? See how I'm doing on that. Let's see here. What can I add for my banner? Oops, there we go. Forgot to do that. Blake, doesn't that depend if the giraffe is sinking in the mud and quicksand or not. I've heard of Section 8. I think I'm not setted to him. Let me do a quick roundabout check on that. Yeah, I'm not setted to him. Where's he from? Don't know, to be honest. Oh, he's Vexen's tackle and industry. Okay. Let me do a little search for that. I don't have any information on that. Okay. I have to get a hold of him. Hey, Will, thanks for coming. Oh, that's right. He was in here that one day. I forgot about that. Now, if I could always do this one. There we go. Yes, Amanda, he is. I haven't talked to him in a while, though. I've seen him off and on several different channels, but not talked to him recently myself. Not since that one day we really got in an in-depth conversation. Hey, Lori, how you doing? How is Lori this evening? I bet. If we didn't have our one air conditioner, we'd be dying right now. Well, be safe. Well, we understand what you do on Thursdays. You got to do what you got to do. Just be safe. I actually had to go in and get an IV on Monday due to some stomach problems. Had a 24-hour stomach bug. It sucked. But now I'm good for the most part. Oh, Travis, I got to tell you about this place my son and I went to on Sunday. Yeah, we went fishing on Sunday, right? Yeah. Oh man, if I had the time and the energy to do it, this place was so thrashed. Trash 2 feet high in places. Big news here, getting a new what? Well, oh, congratulations, Will. He's getting a new female German Shepherd pup on the 19th. Any idea what you're going to name her, Will? And we want pictures. Got to see puppies. Ahsoka? Ahsoka? Ahsoka.
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 Yeah.
What's that mean?
After Ahsoka Tan, she's a Jedi.
Oh, okay. Evan says, like Star Wars? Evan is one of us. I am not as much as a Star Wars geek as my wife. Not even close. I can only trump her on one thing. And I've said it a million times. I'm not sure who all here is major Star Wars fans. If you are, let me know. And I'll tell you why I can trump my wife. That's the only thing I can beat her on. She's got me on everything else. Anybody want to know? I'm not sure. Am I missing something? I gotta pop that out. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to see things faster. Not what I'm trying to do. No. Actually, you have Yoda, the Jack Wawa, Luke's Kitty Walker, a tabby, Ray Kitty Walker, a tabby, and soon so yeah. I got to see Star Wars when it first came out in theaters when I was 11. That's my one thing I can trump my wife on. And she's more of a Trekkie than I am as well. Not my fault, Will. I'm old. I was 11 in 77. I skipped the Little League Championships to go to that game, that movie. We won. My team won. Still got a trophy. But I got to see the original Star Wars when it came out in theaters. Will says when that movie came out, he was -8. Well, if you feel the -8, imagine what Evan feels like. That's cool, Lori. Lori worked on site on the Star Wars costume exhibition that was in Times Square a few years back. Yeah. I wasn't finishing up high school. I didn't finish high school until 86, Cecilia. Excuse me. We have a cat, and he's a Russian blue, which you guys already know. Okay, here. How many people in chat has seen the Star Wars Christmas special? Evan, you and your dad and I both got the same movie when it came out. Hey, Harvey, how you doing, brother? Oh, Lori, you've seen the Star Wars Christmas special. Oh, man. You're one of the few, Lori. I remember seeing it. Is that on our list of movies we want to get? It's just cheesy enough to be, bad, and that's when it reaches that level of cheesy, it's worth having, isn't it?
Yes.
I know it stunk. That's the whole point. I know Hawaii. That's the way it works. It was a bad idea that should never have happened, but it did. And here comes Hawaii. How you doing, brother?
Hey, test 1, 2, 3.
Coming through 5x5.
Awesome. All right, so your package has arrived.
All right. About time.
Well, I mean, I have a life. It's hard to get away sometimes to get to the post office. And
well, I understand, but I'm the one that told you it was already there. I track all the packages I send.
Well, actually, I need the rags to use. I have some detailing red rags to use to put on the wax, but I got my bow here.
Cool.
In my red October bag.
Right.
But I'm sure I'm missing a lot of the accessories you were talking about. My main thing I got to do is figure out where I want to set up. I got to buy more tarps to set up the
backdrop.
Catch, yeah. And
because, I mean, with all the property you have, it'd be bad for you to try to lose your arrows that you do have.
Yeah, I mean, basically if I start shooting, it'll wind up in the jungle somewhere where nobody will ever find it except maybe a pheasant. Well,
I do have some pictures of Jeff Jackson's target setup. He's got a bag target holding setup, and the backdrop that he made holder that he made off of my design that might work for you.
Well, the problem I have is just to clear like a little 14 by 17 pad for storage shed. I mean, I needed to hire an excavator because of all the trees, and growth.
Yeah, because I know everything probably grows really fast there.
Well, and there's you have the yellow Himalayan raspberry bushes, which are so thorny. You have to be like when I was planting trees, you have to watch out I had to to be careful not to fall into. I mean, the excavator pushed pulled them up and pushed those out of the way, but if there's some of the fruit trees, citrus trees I planted, because like the other side of the hill of dirt that I planted them on was like a collection of thorny dead bushes
and brambles. Yeah, I understand.
And you don't want to fall into them, so
no,
you lose your balance.
I understand that completely.
And so it's and I have we knocked down some live ohia wood, which I want to use to make a raised bushcraft platform shelter. And so I have to go find the right spot. It's on my list of things to do, which is a very long list. Which is why I just got back from the post office before I, said hello in your text chat. And,
right.
Because I had a whole bunch of stuff to do. I got a very jiffy 72 spot hexagon seed tray ×2 for planting seeds. After they germinate and sprout, I'll plant them I filled the trench, the treads left trench marks all the way down the fence line. And I filled most of them with bags of Kellogg vegetable gardening soil and the 3 cubic liters or gallons or whatever bags.
Right.
They're like 60 pounds each. So you have to carry them from the pile that we made. So
I'm familiar.
So I did one 72 tray with just red onions, and the second tray is half red onions, half spinach. And after those grow up, I have other seeds for other things that are interesting. But I'm going to start off
with the trays that Jenny found.
Yeah, the fairy. I think it was fairy. I can't see that. Hold it steady.
Oh, give me a second. I had to take out the seeds that were in the trays.
No, different brand.
Yeah, they're 36 little, it's a little portable greenhouse that's set up for starters.
Yeah, this is just an empty tray of for 72 hexagon shaped ones.
Right.
So I think that they don't make a circle, which is supposed to be bad or something. I don't know, but I'll let you know how it works. But I'm hoping to be able to plant a huge row of red onions, to share with all my mutual assistance group friends and trade for whatever they have. Like I don't have any ducks or chickens on my property, so I could trade for eggs. And my friend, I haven't put up the video that I took on my camera yet of his feral pig that he trapped in his driveway and in a cage. But
you got them all butchered up.
It is all butchered up. It was over 250 pounds, but it was too lean for bacon, so it's soaking in brine. And I loaned him my one of my Igloo big chest freezers, and he had like 2 or 3 or 4 more of them at his house, and he borrowed some more from all of
pork
the
chops and pork steaks and all that stuff.
Yeah, so he's soaking in the brine to remove all the blood and other fluids, and then he'll can it. But it was too lean to make bacon or anything like that. That's
too bad about the bacon. That would have been awesome.
Well, but it's not. It was the biggest pig in his area. His subdivision is about 5 miles down slope, but it's more rural, and there's more vacant lots, and the roads aren't as well paved, and it's just more jungle-y. So the wildlife likes it there. Here, all I've ever seen around my place is pheasant. So,
you said the Chinese pheasants. Yeah.
I have pictures of them on my channel. I think the first time I saw it, I misidentified it as a chicken. but
they do resemble them, though. But
now that I'm used to it, I know what it is. But because I have a whole flock of them living behind the pile of dirt where my tangerine tree is, and whenever I go out there, they retreat. They run away behind the tangerine tree to hide. And basically, there's these 2 huge ohia logs, or probably 3. They got knocked over, and when I find the place, I'll set up a raised platform. If I have to go back there and search around for a good spot to build it, because the ohia wood is a really dense hardwood, and if I build it right, it'll last forever. So, but I need to find a spot where there's 4 trees, and I can just cut some 4 ohia posts, and then to the same length, and then make a sharp end and just kind of stick them in the ground and tie them to the tree with some back line, and then put a platform on top of that. So, but it's going to take some work. The hard part is just going back there. So finding a spot in the trees to set up a archery backdrop catch.
What Jeff Jackson does, he actually just sets up in his driveway, because his tarp and setup is all portable. He just packs it away when he's not using it and pulls it out and shoots, and that way it's not permanent. You don't have to do any extra work, because you're always going to have your driveway.
Well, my driveway is just there's a patch of like Quickcrete rocks, gravel in front of the garage, and it's not much of a driveway.
But the thing is, it's a place to shoot.
Not my driveway.
Yeah, personally, I mean, even if I've seen people set up ranges where their target is actually in their garage and they're shooting towards the target in the garage. But I mean, if you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. It's just what they did. Myself, I always shot at the back of my dad's shed when I was growing up. I got my hide tanned so many times for putting holes in his shed for missing when growing up.
what do you think a good range is for? I mean, distance,
Just for practice, 10 yards is perfect.
just
you don't
10
need-
yards.
For accuracy purposes, learning how to shoot, getting the techniques down, 10 yards is enough. But the thing is, you can get a target as long as you have a place to put your target in your backdrop. You don't have a lot of major space. That's why I was thinking, if you want to go for a little bit further, 20 yards would probably be ideal if you want to go that far. Just make sure you have enough room. Watch where your arrows are going to basically, if you miss, that's where they're going to end up. You can adjust your backdrop when you build it to catch them accordingly. So just think about what's behind your target, not just your target. You already know there's a jungle out there, so
right. So it's a question of I have to go out and put it up and take it down because when I want to go shooting, so I'm gonna have to have a path through the vegetation.
Okay.
To get to the trees where I want to raise and lower it, the backdrop.
Well, here's that's why I was going to show you Jeff's design. His is actually on wheels. And
wheels won't help me in the jungle, do they?
Well, he's actually got it set up where the wheels are.
I'm thinking pulleys. I'm thinking pulleys might help. So I could
between two trees. If you got a spot between two trees, that would work too. Just throw a dog run cable or a couple rope or whatever. Throw your tarp over it. Use it that way, and then that'll work too. There is no wrong way to do this.
Right.
Hey, Drops. Long time no see, brother. Sorry.
I'll figure it out as soon as I have
Boy Prepper, thank you for coming.
Some time.
Got to say hi to people. Sorry. Lone Star. Long time no see, brother.
Lone Star, I've been watching his videos on just what's available and what's not available at the stores, and
right.
It's something to keep in mind when you're stacking up your preps for chaotic times that it looks like.
Yeah, I have noticed that the stores, well, Walmart especially, and so was some of the other ones, have stopped doing sandwich loaves of bread. They just went straight to regular loaves, but not sandwich. I've noticed they're charging the same price for smaller loaves of bread.
Yeah. Either it's called shrinkflation. You pay the same amount of money for a smaller amount of cereal or bread or whatever, but the price stays the same, but they make the serving smaller. So it's called shrinkflation. But I mean, really, it's in between the stuff that they haven't told you, like the International Monetary Fund printed up like 650 billion SDR.
You and Drops would get along really well about talking about this stuff.
I don't know.
It's over my head.
Well, it's just a basket of fiat currency, like dollars, renminbi, which is Chinese for the people's money, but it's really the government's money.
Yeah, Rob knows all about that stuff.
It's basically it was supposed to be a world reserve currency when they originally created it, but then what happened was instead of having like rubles, dollars, and marks back then, or now euros in a big basket, Kissinger went to Saudi Arabia and they kind of invented the petrodollar scheme instead, and that's kind of being destroyed. But and to replace Bretton Woods, and back when Nixon took us off the gold standard in '71. But so basically, what they did like 2 days ago is they created like $650 billion worth of these baskets called special depository receipts, SDRs, and it's like a World Bank reserve currency, and they're just giving it to every country's central bank to distribute so they won't run out of money, which since they can print as much as they want, I mean currency anyway, but it's just so we're going to get into some kind of hyperinflation, and shrinkflation at the stores is
okay, enough about shrinkflation. I want to see what you got in the mail because come on, you got to check it out.
All right. Should I take my bow out of the case?
Enough gallivanting around.
Well, you were talking about.
Hey, you started.
Well,
I just
you're
read about the
small
bread
bread.
being, shorter and all that stuff. Then you got going on that whole thing. So let's
Shrink
get back to
size.
archery. Come on.
All
Show off
right,
what
I'm
you got.
picking it up. Hang on, I just got my scissors. All right, the rag though for using it is in my garage. I have to go get that. So
I got my rag for my archery thing somewhere. I just can't remember where I put it.
yeah, I'm not gonna. But here it is.
Yep. How I just want to make sure it held up well. You can check out the wax and stuff. Just pop the top pops off and the ends slide out for you can wax your bowstrings.
The top pops off. You
Yeah, I'll
have
show
this
you.
thing.
Here, watch. It pops off. Oh, sorry. See? Grab the tab and lift up while holding on to it. See?
Well, mine isn't lift off that. You've opened yours before. This one is still.
Yeah, you got to cut the plastic on the side.
Oh, now you tell me. Cut the plastic on the side. I see it. I can see that. Well, you should have.
Well, you
told
got
me
sunglasses
that.
on. You can't see.
I can see it if you told me it was there, dude. You just
Okay,
said
I
grab it and
forgot.
pop your top
I
off.
apologize.
See, there's
Hey,
this
at least you know it's
plastic-
brand new.
There's this plastic thing on the side. I trust you. I mean, I wouldn't.
The directions are on the other side, by the way.
There's a barcode on this side.
Yeah, if you turn around, the other side's got the directions.
Let me get the plastic off so I can open it first.
At least you know it's brand new.
X-type bowstring wax.
Yep.
So I should probably just keep the directions on because that's on the same piece of plastic.
Right? I did. That's what I did.
But it's also all right, I cut one side off. Hang on. So you don't just pop it off, you got to deal with the plastic. Yeah, I'm going to move the directions. Actually, I'm going to take it off and move the directions down. So
Right.
all
That's what I did.
right, give me a moment.
Once you get that cut and open it up,
It's
it'll
like
open up
getting
very-
off a teenager's girl's pants.
Hopefully not at your age.
I have no comment on that remark. All right, I think
You got a bow cut on both sides?
Yeah, now it pops open.
Yeah. Now, they're on the edge, on the ends of those, they slide down. You'll see the little ledge on the bottom, and they slide down on both sides.
I see.
And that way, when you put your string on here like this, you rub it up and down your string to wax it. Then you just close it up, and you preserve your wax.
Okay.
And the little box thing is reusable, because if you get the normal tubes, this is what they normally look like.
Okay.
That's what the regularly come as. This is the new version. This way you can put what's in here in this one to replace it once this runs out. So this is the same kind. As you can see.
All right. Well, I'll need to find my rag before I use it. It's in the garage somewhere.
I just use a shop rag.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, just a regular shop rag. And once you get it above and below the serving string, which I'm sure you have a serving string in the middle, you just wax the top and the bottom. Once it's strung, your bow it's got to be strung on your bow. To make
It's strung.
Do it right.
It's strung with a string. I don't know what a serving string is. It's a string. the
Serving string is in the middle. It's the thick wound part in the middle where you clip your bow, your arrow on.
All right.
In the past, I've used socks. I've used old cotton work gloves, various things. But shop towels seem to work the best.
Yeah, and they're cheaper than I'm not using a darn tough sock on. Those are expensive.
Exactly.
And they're good. They're like merino wool, and so. Ta-da! There's my bow.
I do hope you want string net from time to time.
Not yet. Why should I unstring it?
Because the limbs can develop something called follow through. They bend and they don't unbend.
Well, I haven't done that yet, but I will now.
Okay.
Tell me about it, but I'm not going to do it today. But I will do it when I have.
Hey, Big Matt, how you doing, brother? Thank you for coming. Yeah, we started a whole thing on that, that shrinkflation thing. The whole chat's all about that right now.
Well, you were the one who started talking about your small piece of bread for the same amount of money. So.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing I know about prepping. I know very few things. I'm good at finding old-fashioned stuff that works and reusing that. I'm doing well, brother. Thank you for asking. Hawaii there was actually showing off one of the prizes that he won from me a couple weeks ago. It just took him a week or so to get to it from this mailbox.
No.
Go up right there.
To get to the volcano prepper compound to the mailbox. Yeah, I'm just a busy guy. I mean,
no, but the thing is, this little kit thing here is going to help you out in the long run when you're taking care of your bows.
Right. Well, I have a lot to learn about archery. I'm more of a firearms kind of a guy, but this has been on my to-do list for some time. So it's just a question of buying some more tarps and picking 2 trees that I can get to, or at least rig up a pulley system back and forth to them for the tarps.
Actually, that's not a bad idea either. I got to answer a question from Cecilia. Cecilia, personally, I do not know how to make bread, but my wife does. She's amazing at it. She's actually planning on making some Irish soda bread soon. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah, that's been on my to-do list as well. Baking bread.
Jenny's actually got a recipe, or I think we do somewhere, of Amish friendship bread, which is actually pretty cool.
Makes a nice bass sound, this bow. Boom.
Yeah. Put your ear up against the limb, then do that.
No, thanks.
No, it doesn't hurt or anything. Just pluck it while you put your ear up against it. It's a really good bass sound. Hey, Randy, how you doing?
Sounds good. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen an airbow, Randy. I prefer my recurves and my longbows. I've got, about 4 or 5 longbows and 2 recurves at the moment. I have a survival archery system Atmos survival longbow, 55-pound draw, left-handed. I've got that's at 55 pounds. I've got a Black Widow longbow, reflex deflex longbow at 74 pounds, also left-handed. A Semic Sage takedown recurve at 55 pounds, left-handed. And 2 Omni hand 100-pound longbow, 65-pound recurve, dual-handed, and a 55-pound fiberglass longbow. I like my longbows, as you can tell. What kind of arrows do you have?
Victory, the ones that Sportsman's Guide sells, the carbon fiber arrows.
Okay, are you planning on shooting off a riser or shooting them straight off the shelf?
Straight off the shelf.
Okay, I will make suggestions if you're going to do the bare bow version. That's what
right.
I would suggest going to feather fletching over plastic veins if you're going to do it that way.
I have to change the fletching too. Oh, give me work.
Yeah, that's why I was suggesting if you're going to do that, just you can put on a stick-on arrow rest really easily. That'll help you support the veins that you're using. It'll help you. It'll help your accuracy a lot. A flipper button rest just pops on with a little adhesive. You're done. It's not too expensive either.
Okay, what's it called again?
Give me a second. I can actually let me check on my favorite archery site.
Unless I have to go grab a pheasant to steal its feathers for my arrows. The male has big feathers.
Yes, they do generally.
The big bird. The females are smaller.
Okay, Duraflip elevated rest is like $3.25 on Freeburg's Archery. It just
Duraflip.
Duraflip.
Okay.
Here, I'll post it in the link in the chat. That way you can click on it.
Now, let me get the comments up here on that.
That way you can look at it yourself.
Sure. Search arrow rest.
I can understand that. I've shot a lot of different things with the bows that I have, Randy. My first rabbit kill was with a my 55-pound what was it called? Paul Bunyan longbow, 55-pound dual-handed. I still have it. I hunted with it all the time until I got my other ones. Welcome back, Mallory.
No results for arrow rest.
Really?
Yeah, it said no results.
The link should have worked.
It didn't. I mean, it took me to the site, but it said no results.
Huh.
If it's on there, I'll just start a new search.
Yeah, just look under arrow rest.
Type arrow rest and see what it has.
And there's different types you can get, but the cheapest ones is about $3.25. But my personal favorite, since I shoot barebow, is taking a piece of Velcro, not the hook part, the other part, the loop part, and just shoot barebow with feather fletchings, no issues whatsoever. And it's cheap. You can get them anywhere.
All right, I see the Duraflip for $3.25.
Yep. That way you can shoot your veins without issue.
All right.
And you can get them, several of them, at a cost where you have extras in case they wear out, and they do wear out.
Okay.
But and it depends on if you want to go how long term you want to go in your preps for that, because, sorry, Jeff just talked to me here.
Well, the main thing I've been doing right now is focused on gardening.
Oh.
And I've got 5 citrus trees planted. I've got.
Oh. Sorry. Oh man.
What's up?
Let me ask a question to someone here real quick, and then I'll answer you. Okay? It's not I can't say without permission. Okay? It's really serious.
Okay. Well, so I've been just focused on my citrus trees, my gardening, helping out a friend, and just all the, let's see, what did I do today? Did haul the trash out of the Airbnb and my place to the dump, hit the post office, refilled the propane tank, got some fresh anthuriums for the guest suite, took out the pillowcases. I got a ton of blankets, towels, and bed sheets to wash before the next guests come here. I'm just glad I have a few days this time. When I first moved here, it had the fact that there was an Airbnb potential business here was like an afterthought. It was like an extra plus.
Yeah, that's what you told me last week.
Yeah, this place checks a lot of boxes for me when I was looking for properties. And besides it just feels great, but it's a really great property. Cool. It feels wonderful to be here, to live in here. But it's like I didn't move up here to run an Airbnb, but that seems to take up so much of my time. But, it's, you just do it and keep going, I guess. Because there doesn't seem to be a break in the flow of tourists that want to see the volcano. I'll tell you that. They pretty much flood in. So whatever's going on, whatever the problems are on the mainland, people still want to come here to see the volcano, probably just to get away from the mainland. Probably.
Hi, Blake. Thank you for coming.
We finally had a sunny day today after like 2 weeks of rain.
Well, I bet. It's not. I mean, I'm not sure if you heard what Florida's going through. They got 2 tropical storms back to back.
Right. I saw something about it, but I've just been so busy. I haven't been watching the news too much. Uh, and my couch is supposed to be here on the 18th, so I can't lay down horizontal in front of the TV, so that also cuts down on what me hanging out, getting any TV time. So,
Yeah.
like a chair to sit in front of the TV. But I did buy a bag of Cheetos for when the couch gets here. I'll make a Cheeto cat on the couch video. And,
yeah, Jeff's not going to make it tonight. All I'm going to say, he's had a personal family emergency. That
Foxhead Outdoors.
No, Cliff is going to make it, but Jeff Jackson.
Which channel is that?
Give me a second.
On YouTube, it's easier to remember people by their channel names than
Okay. Jeff Jackson's wife had to go to the emergency room, and she just got back right now. She has diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis, yeah.
Yeah. And it has small spots of infections. And we please send out your thoughts and prayers to her and hope she's going to be okay.
As long as you can make it to an emergency room and the emergency rooms are up and running, that's a good place to be if you have some medical problems. Because they when I was in there, I asked the doctor, am I going to die? Because I truly didn't know. I was having breathing problems. And
right. So is that before you had your surgery?
Yeah, before.
Okay.
And so the doctor said, well, Steve, look around. You've got an entire room full of advanced medical equipment and 5 emergency room physicians. I mean, if we let you die, they're going to snow us under. We're going to have to fill out paperwork in triplicate for the next 3 or 4 weeks, explaining how with all this equipment and all these doctors, somehow we let you die. And I can't speak for the other doctors, but I really don't want to do that much paperwork. So
save your life, do paperwork. Yeah, save your life, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. We're not going to let you die because we don't want to do the paperwork.
Hey, there's worse reasons.
I know, but at least it was something that I could understand and
it was funny.
Well, yes, it was humor it was humorous, but I mean, wasn't in the mood to laugh. I was just wondering if I was you'll be able to draw, breath for within the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Right. I never got that far. I just got to the point where I got chest pains if I even moved quickly.
I didn't have any chest pains. I just couldn't. I was driving and I couldn't even keep my foot on the gas. I didn't have the energy to keep my foot on the gas.
Wow. Did you drive yourself to the emergency room?
No, I was going to a doctor's appointment. I pulled over the side of the road and I got out and Good Samaritan stopped by and his wife and Good Samaritan's a Christian couple, and they drove me to my doctor's office, and my doctor called 911 and so whoever the good Lord sent 2 Good Samaritans to get me to my doctor's office, and the doctor just, he ran up the Good Samaritan ran up the stairs and said, your patient you have an appointment with can't make it up the stairs, and the doctor just told
it was not your time.
Yeah, he just said dial 911, and then he ran out to, help me. And we waited for the ambulance, and the Good Samaritans were singing songs from the Old Testament for me while we waited for the ambulance.
That's cool. I hope you kept in contact.
I did. I have their number. I usually send them a Christmas text every year and, say thank you. And
good night, Reese. Thank you for coming.
And then, but when I got air ambulanced over to Queens Hospital in Honolulu, all the doctors read the report of how Good Samaritans saved my life, and so they all wanted to work on my case.
Well, mine looked like I had 2 heads when I showed up at the emergency room, and they asked me how I got there. I said I drove, I drove myself to the emergency room.
I didn't see. I was in such a way that I didn't know what the problem was, so I wouldn't go. I was just going to my doctor's appointment. I wasn't even going to the emergency room because I didn't think I had one. And when the Good Samaritan stopped by, he was like, "Do you need a ride?" I was like, "No, I'm fine." He says, "Well, you really don't look fine. Are you sure you don't need a ride? I could give you a drive." So I said, "Well, don't you drive me in my car to my doctor's office, and he'll do whatever is needed." And then so he did, and then they called an ambulance.
Be well, Mallory. Thank you for coming.
I wound up in the emergency room.
Congratulations once again on getting married and everything. Hey, Rogue, thank you for coming. Yeah.
So did she have her live stream marriage and stuff?
Yeah,
like
she had it on, but YouTube took it down.
Why is our marriages some?
I don't know. We'll figure out that the why.
Did you ever listen to that song that I posted in the link to you about they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter?
Yeah,
that it's just free
yeah.
speech. It's just
I've got to see pictures, and he looked beautiful, and Ben looked amazing too. And I did hear from Mallory earlier in the chat that Ben's going to be doing Ben's Corner again. I'm not sure if you know anything about it, but he does some really good, interesting talks about topics about the land that they got there and what's on it and different things about it. Quite lengthy, quite interesting. You get drawn in just listening to him.
So there's the
PSC Pro Max 62 inch. Yep.
That's my bow.
That looks. Is that need the Allen wrench, or can you do it by finger tightening it?
It's got these.
Okay, Alan, you need an Allen wrench. Oh, you go. Those are good. Yeah, I like that. My Samex is that way. I like that. That part is a really cool part. But you should really take the bowstring.
What do I need an Allen wrench for?
Well, some of them before they started doing stuff like that. Just you use an Allen wrench instead of doing that because it's just the bolts are different. You can swap out the bolts for that kind of system, but so I'm going to swap out my survival longbow for some of those, which I can order from Three Rivers Archery actually. That way, I'll never have to worry about tools.
Right. Well, I was going to ask you as far as the archery gloves. Do the 3-finger ones, are they better, or do you want a glove that covers your whole hand, or what?
Give me a second. I'll show you mine. I've got several. One of them. Here's my son's, or my wife's, because they got the same one. It's a little small for me, mind you, because it is a men's size small. Yeah, this is a really small one.
I'm making you full screen so I can see.
Yeah, this is a little bit small for me because it's a bed size small. I need an extra large.
So it's 3 fingers.
I use a 3-finger glove. Let me get my personal one out of my bag. I carry it with me wherever I go. This is my go bag. Wherever I go, it goes. And the drivers I ride with always ask the same question. What the heck you got in that thing? Things I need is all I tell them. Okay, here's my archery glove. I carry my archery glove, my arm guard, and most of my decent archery gear that I need to carry with me because mine is a little worn. I need to replace it. This is universal, so it could be either hand.
Okay.
And it just Velcros on.
Either hand?
Yep. I got mine on my left because I'm left-handed, obviously. But you can put it on your right hand. It just feels a little weird to me because I don't usually shoot right-handed. But even though I can, I don't normally do that.
Do you think gloves are that important for shooting? I mean, you can do it without them, right? So.
until you build up the calluses, you can rip off the skin off your fingers, depending on how strong your bow is. And I shoot really heavy bows, so that's more important to me. That way, I mean, you could use a regular glove if you practice that way. This is my right hand. I don't normally shoot this way, but I would, it protects the fingers a lot from damage.
All right. Something else to add to my list.
It's also on the Three Rivers Archery site. You can order a catalog from them as well.
What brand was that you had?
This one here is, give me a second here. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. My tag is wore out.
Is it leather?
No, it's leather. This is deerskin.
Deerskin. Okay.
Let me see if I can find it.
I've been so focused on, trying to spin up food production on my property that in between that and the Airbnb and general maintenance, it's.
I mean, life happens. You got, that's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah. But I know it's like you want to get everything done so fast, and the more you hear about all the problems in the world, like they shut down the Oroville hydroelectric 750 megawatt electric dam because of no water.
I think the one I have is, I think I have the Berlin style deerskin archery shooting glove. About $40. But I've had mine for like 8 to 10 years, and it's just now starting to wear out. But I do a lot of shooting.
Yeah, that's not me yet. But
Hi, Travis. Thank you for coming. Okay, who got blocked and why? I hear people saying that someone got blocked.
Somebody got blocked. Ah.
I'm not sure who got blocked. Someone's got to tell me here. Someone with the NIGGER tag for a name. Okay, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. No hate speech or anything like that here, please. I find that very offensive. No, but this is my shooting glove. This is what I prefer to use. But mine is starting to wear out right through here. You can see it's really rough right there.
All right, so we know what Santa Claus has to bring you a new deerskin shooting glove.
Oh yeah. I just go down to the archery range at the place where I bought it and buy another one. Because that's what that's personal gear like that is something I have to choose myself and make sure I wear it. And also, once you get them, it's not broke in yet. Just because you bought it, you got to break it in to make sure it adjusts to your hand. And that even includes getting it wet a little bit and letting it dry on your hand a little bit while you're shooting or whatever.
Well, if it wasn't using it on a bowstring, I'd use open up leather oil, but I don't think I want to get oil all over the bowstring. So
no. I mean, if you can put leather oil on your thing like glove oil or something like that, that might extend the life of your glove. But I mean, I've never tried it.
Oil on your string.
No, it shouldn't do that. It shouldn't transfer very well because remember, your string is going to be waxed, which is going to protect your string. It's a protectant as well as a waterproofer and everything else. It extends the life of your string and protects it from water. And I've been through some severe rainstorms while shooting, and it makes a difference.
Well, I'll just wear the glove around first and see, how it.
That's what I did. I had to wear it for a couple of days to break it in. But once it broke in, it was like, oh man, you couldn't even tell I had it on.
All right. Something else to add to my list of stuff to get before the apocalypse.
You never have. You're always going to be adding on. I mean, that's why I never have enough archery gear. I mean, I'm gonna give you a quick glance at my.
So one of my friends on that topic was like, it's not archery, but he was like,
that's my archery box.
I told him,
I got two of them.
If the shit hits the fan, if it gets really bad on the mainland, you could always bug out to Hawaii, and I'll make a space for you in my house, and I'll even get you a job at the geothermal power plant, or at least get you an interview for one. And so he said, well, I can't leave because I can't. I have like an entire enough firearms to and gun gear to like equip a SWAT team. And it's like, I'm not leaving it all behind. So I said, well, just bring it over here. He says, well, he told me, well, I suppose I could rent a shipping container and fill it up with all his firearm stuff. He has black powder, muskets and stuff like that. And send it over here. So, okay, yeah, do that. But if you're going to parachute in, don't land in the water tank because it didn't come with life preservers. But so I mean, I hope things don't get that bad on the mainland. But it's just, with there all the droughts and frosts and floods and everything else that's screwing up the agriculture, including the government, it's just.
Well, I'm trying to keep that neutral right now. We understand that's the case.
Well, I just want everybody to make sure they have more than your average American's 3 days of food in their pantry. Please have like something more than that in your pantry.
Well, the thing is, I mean, having some of those, having the 3 days of food, actually 3 weeks would be better.
Oh yeah, 3 months would be better.
Yeah, but that's if you have the space, because a lot of people who want to have less than a third of the required space they need.
I have less than the third of the required space I need. That's
you
why
have property. You have a place. Not everybody has it. Some people have a small apartment.
Yeah, but I just can't put food outside in the jungle, No.
But you can actually, you have ground you can grow stuff on, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
If you live in an apartment, you don't have that option.
Right. When I was in the condo, there was you don't want to be a hoarder, but or even look like a hoarder, but yeah, it was like you find ways and places to put things that you would never think of, and
I've seen some of the stash places people have used, and it's very ingenious with a lot of them.
I mean, dude, so where do you keep your archery equipment in your house? Is it just laying on the floor in your living room now, or do you have?
No, that's just my archery box that I had out for this particular video. My bows are in my bedroom next to my bed. And my pew pews, or whatever you want to call it, are not that much further away. Because I'm more comfortable with my bows, and they're not going to hear them coming. And I know the penetration power of what I have.
Well, they might hear you coming, but not your arrows.
Well, no. I go hunting with my bows. People are not that much different.
Well, but it's a different environment, an urban thing than in outside.
Yeah, people are probably expecting those kind of things. They're not expecting archery equipment.
Well,
but that's a topic I'd rather not go into. Just to let you know, because that's a whole rabbit hole I don't want to get into. Please.
We'll try not to fall into too many rabbit holes.
Unless I'm going hunting for rabbits, that's about it. But we actually have here that most people don't have. Because we are on city water, we are not, if the water gets shut off, we are not without water because we have the well. Not everybody has a well.
You have a hand pump for that well, right?
We definitely do. I actually did a video on it.
I remember that video, but it was a while back. It was like 6 months ago, I think.
And the water's decent. Not perfect, mind you, but it's
not
decent.
Like the Flint water or anything that's all bad for some reason. I don't remember what it was.
It's decent. It's not. It's adequate. It'll work. You can live on it. But it's about you only get as much as you can pump. That's about it. I mean, and then you got to protect it in this kind of situation. That's a whole different ballgame. But we also have a fireplace, which is like right there on the other side of the screen right here. So we have firewood.
But you have one archery box for all your gear. It all fits in one box.
Actually, no, I've got two. This one I just showed you, the orange one, is my new one.
How big are the boxes exactly?
Okay. What you could use, what I do anyway. Give me a second here. My first one was a toolbox. This is what my box is.
Looks like a fishing.
It's a Plano fishing box.
Plano fishing box. Plano. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell those at Walmart.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, you said you buy a lot of your stuff at Walmart. Okay. My experience with Plano is that they smell really bad, and you have to like really rinse them with soap and detergent and to get the smell out of it.
I don't care about my archery gear.
Well, I mean, but if it's got that terrible petroleum odor, that
I've got stuff to put on that to cover that.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I'm just saying you have to do it with Plano.
Now here's my original one. It's this one.
That looks a little bigger.
Not really. This one is another Plano. It's not. It's a toolbox.
Yeah, show me the side view. Give me the. Yeah, okay.
Here's the top.
Yeah.
It's not much to it.
It's a little smaller than an igloo chest thing.
Yeah.
No.
But I needed the compartments that the fishing style box would allow me for the separating my tips and my fletchings and everything else, and my extra knocks, which I have. I go through Walmart right after the hunting season because they have all these extra supplies on sale for like 25 cents a piece for replacement parts, and you can't beat that price.
Yeah, if you're a prepper, picking the right time to go buy your stuff. I mean, it's penny saved is a penny earned, and like I got like 4 number 10 cans of cream of wheat, August Farms cream of wheat, and it was like $8 a can, which is why I bought it, because it's like double bad, and after like it went up, like it doubled in price in like a week after I bought it. So there's knowing when the sales are and what's on sale it's a lot. It's work, to try to figure out when all that stuff is. But
here's like some of the stuff I pick up. These are like going like for 25 cents up for let's see what's how many in this one. For a dozen nocks for my arrows. So I use a lot of wood arrows. And 25 cents a piece, and I get like $5 worth of them. I've got enough to last me for like about 12 dozen arrows. Which is, you're always going to replace nocks as you go. I think I lost my mouse. I got my archery gear. Since you do have carbon arrows, I believe.
Yes.
And your tips are removable, right?
Yeah.
You're going to need one of these eventually.
What is it?
This is a broadhead wrench.
Broadhead wrench?
Yeah.
Well, some are
you to cut your broadheads onto your shabs.
Some are multi-points.
Well, see, this one here, okay, give me a second. It's got for triple blade here and double blade for this one. So it's got one for both. It's fairly good. This is the one I got with my Thunderhead arrow, broadhead tips. $35 broadhead tip package of broadheads I got for $13.
Yeah, I mean, Sportsman's Guide had some pretty good deals. I mean, I got this arrow I got the bow for $100. So I'm not complaining. That's why I bought it. It was like, well, that could be a useful prepping item in the zombie apocalypse. So, I got it and went on with my life. And now I'm actually trying to get to the point where I have enough time to actually set up a backdrop and use it.
Yeah. Also, another thing you can do is take like maybe 5 minutes out of the day and just practice drawing it. It'll help with getting your shoulder and your back muscles used to the effort of pulling it back. You don't have to fire it; just draw it and bring it back. It's a good way of practicing your draw, as well as like I said, conditioning your muscles.
Well, for that kind of thing, I usually just grab a dumbbell and
Different muscles. Actually,
even if you lean over a chair and you pull it up from the ground.
Yep.
Different muscles.
Because you're not just doing your shoulder muscles. You need to do your abdominal, your back, and one of the techniques is when you're drawing the bow back. It's like you're pushing your shoulder blades together as you're drawing. You can't get that from just using just your arm. It's a whole body.
Yeah, you don't use just your arm when you're doing that exercise, but I hear what you're saying. Right. It's a specific thing. It's like riding on an exercise bike isn't the same as riding a bike.
Yep.
But,
now, if you want to talk about air rifles, you can talk to Miscellaneous Mitts. He's he's an air rifle guy.
I'm more into the real thing.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't need ammo. His ammo he can make himself. He's actually got the molds and stuff for making his own. So
I'm not a reloader, but some of my friends are. And I have so much weapon ammo. In my garage.
My son actually has more ammo than I do.
I could equip a regiment.
My boy
Twice.
Well, Fox at Outdoors is sending my boy a care package of 1,200 rounds of pellet, 22 caliber pellet ammo, and that's a lot. And
Well, the thing is, the guy who caught the pig and he slaughtered it with his he has a Henry 357 Magnum long gun and lever action, and his girlfriend was trying to just scare the pig away by shooting it with a BB gun, and of course
you're just gonna get him mad.
It bounced off. It just bounced off of him,
Obviously.
And she must have shot it 100 times over the last year, and it didn't do anything to the boar. It just bounced off.
Oh man. Actually, I've got something I might think might work for a boar, but I can't guarantee it without actually physically trying it.
Well, eventually, if they just put a trap out with some chicken feed and the boar walked right into it, and then they could just slaughter at point blank range.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about right here.
Yeah, multi-point.
It's not sharp. It's made for going through armor. It's called a bodkin.
It looks like the multi-point I have, except maybe heavier.
Oh yeah. Only thing I have to make sure this thing it's made for penetrating bone.
Well, it looks like the thing they made for penetrating chainmail.
It is.
Because
it's a modern version.
When they had, in case your listeners don't know, when they originally they used to have broadheads, arrows, and so when this was during the Viking,
there's the medieval broadhead.
Yeah, the Viking invasion of England. It was
medieval bodkin.
When basically
medieval bodkin.
The English, I forgot the name of which that king was. It was the one that basically. What happened was they ambushed some of the Vikings, but they switched because the Vikings had chain armor. The regular arrows wouldn't penetrate the armor, so they had to come up with something like that would actually go through the chain armor. And so
I've actually did a demo on chainmail armor once, and regular field points go through it like it's not even there.
right, but broadheads don't.
No, I actually didn't try broadheads because I didn't want to risk my broadheads.
Right, they wouldn't have gone through.
My friend who made the armor didn't believe that my arrow would penetrate it. But then again, he wasn't expecting me to pull out my heavy 100-pound bow. If you're going to do a test on medieval armor, you use a medieval bow. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right,
Made a hole about this big in the armor.
It was psychologically a surprise when they thought their armor would protect them when all of a sudden it didn't.
Exactly. I mean, I actually did a video on different types of materials for making armor.
And honestly, that's what I like about either archery or firearms is it's the history of it all. I mean, a lot of people, they aren't into it for the, pew pew of it. I mean, the history is really interesting of all of it. And
take a look at this. You know what that is?
It looks like a flame arrow.
It is a flame arrow.
Yeah.
This is a flame broadhead.
Well, that's really cool.
Yep.
You want to start a fire.
From a distance, yeah.
And all you need are some trebuchets and catapults to like throw diseased animals into your enemy's town.
Have you ever seen? I guess it's Rhode Island's Pumpkin Chunkin' event.
I've seen videos of it. Yeah,
they have a medieval trebuchet version that they do. And the thing is, it's basically the same technique using medieval setups.
Yeah, it's so interesting, learning about the history. But I'm a lot of old guys like me like to hang out and watch the military history channel, and they have endless videos about that kind of thing. So,
I'd watch Pumpkin Chunkin' all day just because I think it's cool. They go from everything from air cannons to medieval cross,
Of course, you realize that a flame arrow was more effective back then because all the roofs were like thatched straw roofs. So now,
but most people don't realize that that stuff held moisture like nobody's business, which caused it to be sealed, which made it airtight, watertight. But man, I knew somebody who used to do his own thatching. I do medieval reenacting. That's the reason why I know these things.
Did they ever come up with the actual formula for Greek fire, or is it still kind of
that one has not been found yet? It's still lost in time. I think it's just napalm, but who knows?
Right. Napalm. I don't think it's just napalm because that's more like a modern thing.
It's the modern equivalent thereof. There's so much of different. I think it's something with naphtha or whatever the word.
And you couldn't just go to the store and buy, a box of Tide soap and make napalm.
No. Naphtha. It's a natural mineral you dig out of the ground that's very, very flammable, but mixed with other things made it to be able to make fire burn on water back in the day. Greek fire. That's the stuff I was talking about. I just couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah, the history is just so fascinating. I love it.
Oh yeah, that's why I do reenacting. I also do. I'm going to be doing a.
Do you have a Robin Hood costume?
Yes, I do.
You don't wear. You don't have the green tights like Errol Flynn.
No. That's just a myth. No, actually, you don't know the name of my archery range, do you?
Robin Hood's archery range?
The Legends of Sherwood Archery Range.
The Legends of Sherwood.
And I'm not sure if you saw the picture that I had up on my channel before it started today.
I think I saw it before I went to the post office. Yeah.
That's the outfit I shot. And yes, I did shoot 3 arrows at a time. And yes, I did hit with 3 arrows at a time.
The story that I liked about the movie Errol Flynn in The Adventures of Robin Hood was was when when they did the sword fights, the director gave them live blades and didn't tell them they were live. Because and when Errol Flynn found out, and he went and confronted the I think it was the assistant director. And the assistant director said, "Well, I wanted to be, real, a sense of realism." So Errol Flynn just took the blade and slashed the assistant director's shirt, and right off. And he said, "Was that real enough for you?"
No, actually, my favorite one about the movie. Well, Errol Flynn is majorly amazing. One of the reasons why I got into archery in the first place was the fact that the shot that split the arrow was made by the guy who played the captain of the guard he was shooting against. Do you know who that captain of the guard was?
No.
Howard Hill.
Howard Hill.
The Howard Hill, one of the best archers next to Fred Bear of our time. It took him 3 days to do the splitting of the arrow shot in 2 shots, but he did it.
Well, yeah, when you have a major motion,
yeah, that's what it is.
You can take a film crew for 3 days and just shoot arrows.
Oh, he's actually got some other videos here on YouTube that he's actually shot stuff off people's heads live. And
on a live stream.
No, they did a movie mini movie about it.
Didn't I suggest that you do that on your live stream?
People have suggested I do that all the time, and I'm gonna tell them, oh hell no, because I don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah, of course not.
Unless unless I'm defending myself, and there's a whole different ballgame.
Right, but I mean, how confident are you in your archery skills? Could you do that? I mean, pretty confidently.
At this particular point in time, since I haven't had a lot of time to practice, probably not. But back about before I had my heart attack, definitely. I could. I mean, I was 3-inch diameter shots were easy.
So when you were recovering in the hospital, I bet you wanted to just do nothing more than get back out of the hospital and onto the range and do some shooting, right? Because I was.
Ask her.
Oh yeah.
Because
I got proof.
Yeah, I just wanted to take my AK out on the range and do some shooting and walk around in the sunshine because the hospital room was freezing, and I finally got to do that. And I made a video of it, and I was running uphill and running and gunning and shooting, used liquid not petroleum, propane tank and some metal targets. It was like, I mean, it didn't look like, it looked like an old fat guy running uphill slow, but it was just a dream, that I just beat sitting in the hospital bed shivering. And
well, I was actually, surprisingly enough, they had me in surgery and out of surgery in a day that I went in. I had my surgery, and the next week was nothing but recovery.
Yeah.
So I got lucky, like I said, because I drove myself, and they looked at me like I had 2 heads when I walked in and said, you drove here? You should have been in an ambulance, dude, because the symptoms hit me like several times throughout the month. It didn't actually, every time I go to the doctor, they wouldn't catch it until I found that last time.
Yeah, I was misdiagnosed with pneumonia, which I never had.
Right. To answer your question, Evan, I might with a foam head if I actually had the space to do it here. Now, that would be something interesting to try. I have hit tennis balls and softballs off the tops of my targets before, but something about that big is actually pretty easy to hit, especially at 10 yards. But who knows what we're going to see next week when we do the archery get-together. So it's going to be fun.
What day is that going to be? You're going to live stream the whole thing?
I don't know if I can do the whole thing due to the fact of not having a lot of power the entire day unless I use every battery pack I have.
What day is it?
I can't live stream from my GoPro because it's the Hero 7, not the 8. Hero 7 Silver. The black's the only one that does the live streaming. So I have to use my phone to record, to do the whole thing. So I might be able to do it. A couple hours. I don't want to record like us eating, obviously, but time we shoot, I can, do live. Probably going to be several times throughout the day.
What day is it again?
Saturday.
Saturday.
The 21st.
The 21st.
We start at 9 a.m. Iowa time.
I'll have to look at my schedule.
And I don't know. It depends on how long it takes for people to show up and all that stuff. So I'll get my bows down there, my arrows down there, some extra bows for people who don't have bows. Give my son time to scrounge the forest around the archery range to pick up extra arrows. Last time he was there, he picked up 3 dozen extra arrows. So, yeah, free arrows.
How many bows do you have?
23. That's just me. That's not counting my boy.
Right.
Remember, I ran an archery range. I had plenty of arrows to teach people with, remember?
Well, you're going to come out to Hawaii one, give me some pointers at some point.
I've been asked that several times, but I have to have the money to get there and back again. I would love to go hog hunting at least once. Just once. But I want to make sure any meat that I acquire gets donated to someone who needs it. Not just shot and just used as a trophy type of situation. Because I'm not a firm believer in trophies.
Well,
I figured if it can't be used,
we're canning on an entire 250 plus pound boar, so
I will definitely be bringing a car charger, Grace. But we have 3 anchor batteries that will be fully charged. Plus, we have the car charger. I'll have my tripod set up for on the range. Plus, I'll probably throw in my GoPro for either the chest or the wrist mount one, which I really want to do some shots, seeing the arrow be shot from my released from my hand with my like a wrist cam. I think that would be kind of cool. So I'm going to be doing some of those just to see what it looks like. Oh, Evan and Grace want to send me a foam head to shoot something off of it.
You're gonna go for like Call of Duty archery or something.
Yeah, we got 3 anchor batteries, Grace. So we got the 20,000 amp anchor batteries. So as long as we got signal, we're going to be fine. And like I said, I'm probably going to bounce the live off a couple times throughout the day because we're not going to be continuously on the range, obviously. So we're going to do our best. I'm picking up a new portable grill to take up there with us this weekend, and a bunch of food and all that other fun stuff. And I get to shoot all day. Yay! Except when I'm eating. I'm going to have fun. And I'm going to see if I can get Jenny out to shoot, but she's still got a recovering from a broken elbow, so I don't know if she's going to be able to do it. So are you going to be in charge of the kitchen? Duh. Okay, come on. Cliff, kid, come on up. So what do you think of that, the bow wax I sent you?
I'll use it and let you know. I got to go find my rag and then I'll put it on. It's somewhere in the garage.
He's eating. Okay.
Like I said, I just got back from the post office. The
thing is, it make it easier for you to apply the wax to your string, and keep it safe. You don't have to worry about keeping it clean, keep the debris out of it as well. So it's a good thing. And then, like I said, the case itself is reusable. You can go pick up some more bowstring wax, put it in there, and you'll be able to keep it.
I keep the arrow in my bag, so it's it doesn't get dust or anything.
I hope it doesn't rain either, Grace, but it is what it is.
This string feels like it has some wax on it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's always good to have more. You can never have too much.
Never enough wax? Okay.
Yep. And once you get your rag out, and it'll help impregnate the wax deeper into the fibers of this bowstring and protect it and waterproof it.
All right.
By the way, Cliff, you're always eating when we're doing live streams. If you recall, you ate a whole tub of cheese balls that one day. Remember?
I remember somebody eating cheese balls on one of your lives.
That was Cliff. He had that big giant container of cheese balls, white cheddar cheese balls.
I usually don't eat Cheetos or anything, but I just had to get one bag on my last trip through Walmart just because I knew I was getting a new couch, soon. So
I look forward to seeing your Cheetos video.
Yeah, well, the couch video, the new couch.
It's still a Cheetos video.
The couch costs more than the Cheetos, but it's from the Homeworld Furniture Store in Hilo. It's like an Italian brand that's made in China.
Cliff, I'm probably fatter than you are, so don't even go there. And I apologize for me having to eat the one time. So I try to eat before my live this time. Just some more information for you that you might want to get is some Fletch Tight glue.
Fletch Tight glue.
I use the platinum because it'll help replace, say your veins on your arrows get pulled off slightly from hitting something.
Right.
You can glue them right back down on and let them dry, and you're good to go. That's one of the reasons you're having a good rip kit for that kind of situation. And if you lose a knock, you can glue a new one back on with this stuff too. So it's good to have extra. And I've got like knocks, I got tips, I've got I need more fletching because I have 4 fletched arrows. I got through a lot of feathers.
Well, the way this is going, it sounds like I'm going to have to use one of my Office Max yellow top storage bins that I got as just for archery stuff.
Well, the thing is, you don't need a comprehensive kit. Remember, I have a full range I have to deal with, right? You could take a small 6x4 little Plano container, case, whatever, that just snaps shut. Put in the basics you need out of that. As long as it fits your bowstring wax, and glue and a couple extra tips and a couple extra knocks, then you're good to go. It's just stuff it's just emergency stuff to keep on hand. You don't need to carry all that. I do because I have more gear than most people because that's my primary skill set. But for someone who's using it as a prepping situation, you should always have the gear to help maintain your gear. You have your gun cleaning kits to go with your guns, correct?
Yeah.
Same principle.
It's just that, right now I rely on my guns more. Archery is just a new hobby for me so far. So I'm a lot more. I've been so far to this point in my life. I've been a lot more serious about.
Like I said, you don't have to do as comprehensive as I do.
Well, we'll see how far it goes. It's if it's fun, I'll really get into it. So it's just a question of having
archery is always fun. That's not the problem. Just the fact is it a rabbit hole you think you can really get into and go down? Because one thing I like about archery over other means of hunting and protection is the fact is my ammo is reusable right off the bat. So that's the big thing. I can go over there, pull it out, shoot it again. Can't do that with pew-pews.
Well, only if what you killed is dead.
But sometimes the thing is, if as to quote Jim Carrey as the Riddler in Batman, if you kill him, he don't learn nothing. And he can't tell someone else not to do it
Somebody that's from something else. That somebody else said that before. I've heard that kind of thing.
That came from Batman. But
it came from somewhere before.
Yeah, it probably did. But the thing is, I like that version better because it just it's funny. But the thing is that, and it hurts twice as much coming out the other side because you can't pull it out. You got to push it out from the other direction. Pull it all the way through.
So, what did you think? How the accuracy? Let's do a movie accuracy thing. In the Clint Eastwood movie, Shirley MacLaine, Two Meals for Sister Sarah. When Clint Eastwood gets shot by a Yaqui arrow, and he has to pull the arrow through.
That's the only. There's no pulling it out would mean if you pull it out the way it came in, you make it the hole twice as big.
Do you remember the scene from the movie where they kind of cauterized it with gunpowder?
Gunpowder, yes, I remember that one.
Do you think that was an accurate way of how to do it?
If he knew that he had to either stop the bleeding somehow, and that was the only way he could do it, great. You could use a brand from the fire, like a burning stick, and do the same thing. But he used what he had. It's feasible, not something likely, because gunpowder wasn't that all easy to come by. But it was a good movie. And
would it work with smokeless powder, or would it have to be black powder?
There was no smokeless powder back in the day, but it would still do whatever would work. But that's a little bit.
Remember if his pistol.
I don't have a black powder rifle yet. I'm wanting to get a kit to build my own. Hey, Sean, how you doing, brother? I'm gonna see if he's willing to come up. Are you gonna send me heads, Evan? The smallest thing I've ever shot off a target, off the top of a target, was a golf ball.
Oh, arrowheads. Okay.
No, he's thinking about this foam heads that they use for like wig heads and wig stands and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought you meant like heads from people.
No. No, I mean, the reason why I like Four Flex is a lot more accurate, but that's just me.
The cannibal head shrinker, deal.
Right. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Sean. Hopefully, we can get some more people up here. I mean, at least I got to talk about archery, which is really cool. I love talking about archery.
That's the name of the topic, so I tried to stick to it.
Thank you. Can you do me a favor? Do you have a ruler nearby or a tape measure?
A tape measure's in the garage.
Okay.
We'll get it if I have to. Why?
Well, actually, I'm going to use the rule of thumb on this one. I need you to put your thumb at where the riser is, the bottom of your hand on the riser.
Right there.
Turn it sideways. String up. Okay, now I want you to put your hand on the arrow shaft and go up like a thumbs up motion. And I'm going to see the distance between your thumb and the riser, the string and the riser.
Put my hand where?
Here's the riser.
Right.
Put your thumb up like that between the. Okay. I think you need to. Yeah, your string's a little too tight.
String's too tight?
Yeah, it should be between 7.5 and 8.5 inches, which is about the same distance between the bottom of your thumb to the top of your thumb. I thought your bow looked a little overstrung. Yeah, you need to loosen up your string, which is you need to untwist it a little bit.
Untwist it. Huh?
Yeah, take the string off and untwist it a little bit, then put it back on.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to know. You wanted a tape measure. That'll give you a more accurate.
Well, I'll do that. If you told me what to do, I can do that.
You know how to unstring your bow?
Yeah, you want me to do it now?
Oh no, you don't have to do it right now, but I mean, you need to do it though, because you need to unstring your bow for a while.
Okay, I can do that.
Because it'll help protect your bow.
How do you?
The only good thing you got that's really going to help you though, if anything happens to your limbs, they're replaceable. That's
Right.
that's one of the good things you have about that.
Right. Well, see, you always store your bow with the string off.
Yes, with exceptions. I do have exceptions to that rule. My solid fiberglass bow, I keep strung at times, depending on when I need it. But the strings do stretch. But then again, I make my own personal strings, which changes the, you got a machine-made string. I don't. Night, Will. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. You're awesome. Love you, brother. But strings stretch. Your strings should be fully stretched now, which means it's ready to be, you can use it. But you have to release the tension off your limbs when you're done using it.
Okay.
You don't want to damage your bow. Now, if you have a solid fiberglass limb, like my Atmos Rebel longbow, that's one is a solid fiberglass limb and machine bowstring. That one I can leave strung, which I have for a while, and it'll stretch a little bit, but not to the point where it will come undone or damage it in any way. Not for a while, anyway, because I just got it not too long ago. I could keep on talking for 6 or 7 more hours, and I still wouldn't tell you everything you need to know.
This limb says 225K on the PSC Pro Max limb, whatever that means. 225K, whatever that means.
I'm not sure. I don't have any PSC limbs. What is the draw weight?
How if I know?
It should be on the bottom limb of the bow.
The bottom limb of the bow?
Okay, hold it up like you're going to shoot it. You look at the bottom limb right there facing towards you. It should be right on the belly of the bow.
Oh, 62 inches, 25 pounds.
Yeah, it's a 25-pound bow.
Yeah. So that's just your average bow, I guess.
Okay, because you have the string a little bit tighter than much, it's probably higher than 25 right at the moment. You're probably pushing about maybe 30, 34.
Well, but isn't that good to have more?
Yeah, but it also causes more wear and tear on your limbs.
Okay.
And your string.
All right, I'll unstring it after I get some coffee going on the Keurig tonight. Give me something to do.
Right. And you can work on, waxing your string and things like that.
Yeah, I'll go grab my...
You can wax your string before you take it off. Then you could, do everything else afterwards.
Okay.
But you're going to have to practice getting the brace height. That's what I'm trying to give you. It's the brace height, the rule of thumb with the brace height. If you don't, if you're still unsure, you could look it up online and give you a better indication of what I'm trying to tell you. But brace height's important.
Okay.
Now, since I noticed you have the string savers in the middle of your bow, you don't need a glove.
Okay.
Because you got that. You also don't need a knock because you have that as well.
Okay.
So you can shoot with bare fingers with that setup.
I got those.
Yep, just like that. You didn't think I noticed that, did you? I pay attention.
When I started doing bushcraft chats with Fox Company Prepping, when I used to do that, I went on there because I learned lots of stuff, and that was, I started, so going on live streams with archery guys, I expect to learn a lot, over time.
Also, what you also need to find out, I'm not sure if you did or not, find out what your draw length is. That makes a big difference. Because the longer your draw length is, the higher the draw weight your bow is going to be pulling. Because that's right now, it's if it was set up right, correct brace height and everything, it would be 25 pounds at 28 inches of draw. Now, in the chat, Evan just got a 30-pound Samick Sage, same setup like you got, but he is 6'4" and has probably a 30.
I'm 5'9".
Huh?
I'm 5'9".
Yeah, he's 6'4" and he's only 16. So his bow is probably pulling about 35-40 due to his height and draw length. Even though his bow is technically rated at a lower weight.
Does he have a good jump shot?
You can ask him. He's in the chat.
Do you have a good jump shot?
Evan, he wants to know if you have a good jump shot. I personally don't care. But he likes his bow. He got a Samick Sage for his birthday, and he just loves it.
Did you watch any of the Olympics archery competition?
I was at work on the road. I couldn't watch it.
Okay. Well, real life comes first. Yeah.
I mean, it was on during the day, which really freaking sucked when I was at work. I mean, I've seen clips of the barebow division, which, I mean, I would love to shoot barebow in competition again. I haven't done it in a while. Last time I did, I won. So, it was at the Iowa Games back in 2019, and I shot at 40, 50, and 60 yards.
I saw some of the competitions in the pre-Olympic qualifiers, like in South America somewhere, like last year.
Right.
And it was interesting.
Evan answered your question.
Which was I didn't. He hasn't played basketball in 5 years, so no. Okay.
Yeah, he's 16, and he said that's what he said. So
he played basketball when he was 11.
Yep.
Well, now that he could dunk, he might want to give it another try.
Just because he's tall doesn't mean he's into it. I mean, I've heard stories about this one guy. Oh man, this was an old 50s story that I heard. What this kid transferred to a school here in America. He was from France. He was 6'5", and everybody's excited about him being 6'5". You know, oh, you got to come out for the basketball team. He was a skier from France originally. He didn't know how to play basketball, but they just used his height psychologically because he was the tallest person around.
Well, they can teach you how to play basketball.
No, the thing is, he didn't have any interest to do
somebody
it.
how to be 6'5", you know.
But the thing is, you actually have to be interested in playing, too.
You interested in money?
Remember, this is back in the 50s. The story's from the 50s.
Oh, okay.
And when you're 6'5" in the 50s, that's pretty tall. And they used him as the rest of his teammates were 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", you know. And they put him in as center, and they didn't give him the ball once because he didn't know what to do with it.
Well, he could block shots. That's all he has to do.
He couldn't.
If somebody throw a ball in your direction, you just hit it.
Well, back then, I mean, you know, the rules are different. But the thing is, the team was so the other team was so psychologically devastated that seeing someone that big on the opposite team, they were rattled. They couldn't win. They didn't. The short guys made all the shots. They won. The guy didn't even touch the ball the entire game, and he went and sat down on the bench.
Yeah, I remember one time when Shaquille O'Neal was playing for the Lakers, and it was like somebody fouled him when he tried to make a shot and knocked him down. And for a moment, he glared at the guy. When Shaq was on the floor, he glared at the guy, and the guy was like, "Is he going to kill me?" You know, and you could see the dollar signs. He went from anger to thinking about the money, and then he just got up and dusted himself off and just ignored it and went back on to playing the basketball game.
Well,
But
Evan says he's got a friend of his who's 6'7", who makes him feel short.
right, but when he was young, I mean, he was like very intimidating kind of a player, basketball used to be like that, where
some of the best basketball players aren't tall. Most people don't realize that.
Well, yeah, but some of the tall ones have a specific kind of advantage.
Okay, name something a big person can do that a small person can't.
Dunk.
Spud Webb,
Well,
5'7".
There's freak exceptions to every.
You might go. You said someone they can't. So they can't.
You found one person on the planet who's the one person that could jump up high enough to dunk. One person on the whole planet.
But you said can't.
There's a lot
That means nobody. Someone can.
Just
I said something they cannot do.
Dunk.
I was actually the smallest person on my varsity team, and I had a 3-point shot that was awesome. But that's all I had. I was too short for everything else.
Yeah, well, if you can't dribble, then you just being able to shoot, to have a jump shot doesn't count for shit. If you can't dribble,
Yeah, but when I had the ball and I made, people, they didn't want to guard me because I was too short. I could still make a 3-point shot, and that still counted for points.
Yeah, I loved it. One time I was playing basketball in a pickup game, and the guys on my team saw me hit jumpers all the time, but I kind of look old and pudgy, so nobody bothered to guard me, and then so one of the best player on the team kept getting triple teamed, so he just threw me the ball, and I was.
That's exactly what happens.
And because they finally figured out, well, we just can't not guard him because he'll just hit jumpers all day. But
here's something a short person can do that a tall person can't.
Short people, how does the song go? Short people got no reason to live. People got
technically
no reason.
You and I are short people.
5'9"?
I'm 5'8".
You're short. Well, here's the good. You're going to get.
The thing is, I'm only a short because I had rickets as a kid. I got bowed lower legs. I should be 5'9".
My dad used to be 5'7", and he shrunk over because spinal compression. He has a bad back, and they can't even get a needle in between his vertebrae to give him a shot for pain for the relief. But he's like 5'5" now, and one of my friends came over when my dad visited a couple months ago, and he said, "He's too short to be your dad." And he just had his 86th birthday, and I just told him it's spinal compression. He used to be 5'7" and spinal compression, but I get my height, whatever height I do have, from the other side of my mom's side of the family.
My dad actually went from 5'6" to 5'7" due to a spinal surgery. One of his vertebrae was crushed, so they replaced it with a piece of his hip, and he got an inch taller because of it. That's when he was in his 50s. No, sorry, late 40s, because he died back in '99. But he didn't know how to deal with the extra inch in height because he wasn't used to it. Okay, what do we got here? My son is 5'7" right now, and he's getting ready for a growth spurt. And he's only 15. He's probably not going to be as tall as Evan, mind you, but.
So if you're really short, you probably can't shoot a traditional longbow. I mean, because those were really tall, weren't they?
I shoot a 6-foot longbow easy.
Right, but Spud Webb couldn't probably.
Spud Webb probably could. So could Shaquille O'Neal. It doesn't matter the height. It's all about technique anyway.
Well, I mean, you at least have to be able to reach the middle of the bow, and
once your hand's in the middle of the bow, you're depending on how tall you are. It's going to be shoulder length. The middle of the bow is going to be shoulder length above the ground when you're standing, at the very least. And here comes Cliff.
Oh, we got.
Forgot to mute my other side for a second there.
How you doing, bro?
What's going on, HVS?
Just normal stuff on the Volcano Prepper compound, trying to get stuff done.
Looks like we're going to have Tyler and a friend show up next week.
Oh, nice.
And he wants to do a setup with the ball bearing bow shoot thing, shooting ball
Okay.
bearings out of the bow. I don't know much about them. I've only seen a video of people doing it, so I don't know much about them. But I'm willing to learn. And we'll figure it
So
out.
you
From
have to have a sling bow to do that, though, don't you?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I did show a. Oh, give me a second here. I got a message from Jeff. You're,
Oh, snap. Johnny just spammed us.
really? I haven't been on my phone, so I wouldn't know.
I just grabbed my phone and looked at it. I was going to Google check something out. But he just
If he
spammed
can spam us, he's got time to be on.
he's at work right now.
Can you imagine him doing a quick jump up here when he's at work? No, I've been watching his lives, his videos he's been popping up. But
I haven't even watched the last Scout's table that he dropped.
he was doing a knife sharpening video.
Oh, nice.
If I just, spent my time trying to keep all my knives sharp, that would be like a 24-hour a day, 300.
That is one for him. You haven't seen his knives.
Well, John's got a mad knife collection.
I got one too, but if I tried to keep them all sharp, that would take up every minute of every day for the whole.
Well, he is a professional chef, and he uses his knives every day for what he does.
That boy got like 30.
Hey, Ricardo, how you doing?
Jesus, they busy tonight.
Somebody just learned something new. So, yay.
You know,
that could help.
I'm gonna do a review. A couple of trips to go through Walmart. They had those. It was like less than $20 for a forged in fire cooking knife. So I picked it up because the price was just too good for a steel cooking knife. So I got it, and I'm gonna have to do a review of it and see if I like it or not, or how it goes. So I got it's. I just need time to cook with it. It's
Right.
like time is a big factor because I just have so much stuff to do around here. But it's I have some Spyderco cooking knives, and it's cooking knives. I got a Tops fish market knife that's really awesome that I love. It's like a Vietnamese style fish knife, and
Johnny would definitely know about those.
yeah, Tops made them. Basically, a knife designer went to Vietnam and saw them in the fish markets, and he wanted to make something like what he saw, and so he had Tops make them.
You know that Johnny's Vietnamese, right?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. He's half, I think.
Well, so then he should feel pretty much like I never did a review of I have so many knives I have not done a review of, and it's just, I have knives everywhere around here, and so whenever somebody asks me if I'm working on somebody's property to help one of my friends or something, they say, "Do you have a knife?" It's like, is that a rhetorical question? Because I never go anywhere without like at least.
It's like at any rendezvous event or medieval reenactment. If you say that, you're going to get like 15,000 blades popped out. Said, "You have a knife."
Yeah, it was like when the LA riots happened. A bartender saw somebody had a concealed weapon. So he said, "All right, everybody in the bar who's carrying a gun, put it on the bar." And so, like 50 people, everyone in the bar came up and put their guns on the bar. And then he was like, "Never mind," because he just thought like one person had one.
Hey,
everybody
they listened to him and they responded by doing what he asked, and they did it responsibly.
Yeah,
And they didn't wave it. They didn't do anything else. They put it on the bar like he asked. That's
it was his bar.
That's respect.
Yeah. So, but then he looked at all the guys and said, "Never mind."
Hey, at least he knows you got that much power because they actually did what he asked.
Right. Well, it was a stressful time. People were concerned about their safety, and those times come and go. And whether you like archery or whatever you want to use for self-defense. This is America. We still got a constitution.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's what a pen's for.
I like it. I like our constitution.
You can take out somebody just as effectively with a pencil as you can with a freaking gun.
Oh, John Wick. John Wick.
Hey, there's a video out there about a guy who took out a enemy soldier with the spoon from an MRE.
A spork?
No, with the solid plastic spoons.
I did a video testing out a spork that I got by using it on. I tested it on like some green tea ice cream to make sure it worked before I packed it away in my kit.
Now, I
have a titanium spork. I mean, it was crazy.
No, this is a plastic spork that you got from a military MRE.
So how did he kill someone with a plastic spork?
You break the spoon part off or the fork part, and you sharpen the end of it right where it snaps off, and you can use that. It's basically like
he had time to break it and sharpen it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he broke it. It was obviously in one piece. I think he stabbed it with the end of the spoon. The other opposite end, not the spoon
So
part.
This end.
Yeah.
What you do is if you find an old MRE, put the spork and leave it up for the enemy soldier to eat, and then he'll eat it and die.
No, I'm not sure how it happened because I wasn't there. I wasn't there to record it, but it was documented that it happened.
Probably got him in the carotid artery or right in the eye.
All right. So how did somebody get killed with a pencil now?
Right in the you can stab him right in the eye, right in the temple, right in the back of the neck.
Actually, in the femoral artery too. Stab him in the leg. People don't realize
Right
you get him in the leg, you'll bleed out before you can do anything.
Get him right there with that sucker. They'll bleed out right there. You just pull it out, and there's a big old gaping hole.
Same kind of artery in your leg. You can do the same thing, and it's harder to stop the bleeding.
Well, I prefer an M56 pulse rifle, like they had in
I prefer just not to worry about it.
And the M56A1 pulse rifle that Vasquez and Drake use in Aliens.
Pew pews. Don't please try to. We're trying to restrict that. Remember.
Well, but wait, this is science fiction. We're talking about a science fiction movie. It's not a real weapon.
Okay. That might get away. Are you talking about the laser pulse rifles?
It's not a laser. It fired caseless ammunition. I forget what caliber the M56 was supposed to be.
Did you? I'm not. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not sure if you'd seen it yet. Have you seen the Tomorrow War yet?
No.
It was with.
Good night, Raven.
Good night, Cecilia. Thank you for coming. It's starring Chris Pine, I think.
I liked him in with Jeff Bridges in what was the movie they were in about Texas? In Texas, Hell or High Water.
I'm not sure.
Never watched it.
That was such a good movie. His Chris Pine and his brother inherit this piece of property in Texas that is in there, and that's like mortgaged to the bank, and they have no way to pay it off, so they determined to rob banks to get the money to pay off the mortgage.
Okay, I think I've seen the previous one. I haven't seen it, but I've heard about that one. I got an update from Jeff. His wife has been moved to a regular room, not the emergency room. She is doing better.
Ooh, missed that one. What happened on that one?
Give me a moment here. I'll read you out what he said. Okay. She got his wife got admitted to the ER. We found out that she has diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis.
Yeah, and it had small spots of infections, and they gave her a dose of antibiotics and fluid. They want to keep her to make sure she's going to be okay in case they have to drain the infections. They just found out that she gets to. They moved her about 20 minutes ago. Moved her to a regular room. They went to ER about 11:30 this morning, and they just now moved her to a regular room. So that's good news. It means the antibiotics are working.
That's good. Quick recovery. Quick recovery. That's
Prayers
what
to Jeff and his wife. So, Cliff, what's new since last week?
Honestly, just bought more steel trough to do more of my garden up front.
Did you see the picture? I brought my tomato plant up. Did you see it?
I did not. I may or may not have missed it due to other stuff.
Well, it's actually since I transplanted it, it's like exploded. So it's doing much better than it was out of that teeny little container it was in. I had to cut the container off. That's freaking cool.
The two, Johnny.
Two smaller ones.
So the orange bucket, those are my 3 trees I've got on the ends. I have, let's see if I can do this without falling over here. I've got 1 pecan tree there, 1 pecan tree there, and then that's my dwarf apple tree in the middle. The 2 brown pots are likely going to get moved, and I'm going to move some smaller pots in between. But that's pretty much going to be the setup I have in my front yard now. And then you can see my...
You're going to transplant them out of the pots?
Yeah. Those are just temporary. Those are my potato pots that I have in there. I just put them in there so nobody would steal my planters, my containers. Because that's like... Each one of them planters weighs about 85 pounds, give or take. Those things are
Did you put holes in the bottom of those?
Not yet.
I was just wondering what those things on the bottom of each of those containers are.
Stickers.
Oh, I thought they were openings.
No, they're just
okay. You'd think that'd be a good drain hole or something.
Now, surprisingly, on the shorter ones, they didn't put one. On the bigger ones, they have one, but the smaller ones, they don't have a drain hole, so I have to drill one and make my own.
Okay. I thought you might have had them on the bigger ones, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they have them on the big ones, but for some reason on the little ones, they didn't have them. But that's my project I've been working on this week.
Oh,
I
okay.
spent, that was like $250 on that, and then I just spent another 100 or like 75 days just on materials to fill them.
Question about your archery gear, Cliff.
Okay.
Besides your arrows and bow, what else do you have?
That's it.
Okay, you don't have a kit.
Nope.
Okay.
I gotta see if I can get my camera to focus because it's being stupid right now.
Well, it's because you have no light on.
No, it's being weird. Let's see if I can get it to focus again. Let's see, focus. Focus is on that, no problem. There we go.
It looks like you're in an old-time movie almost, you know?
I turned my light off up there because I got tired of the banding.
No, I was
my
going over.
Cara orange tree I planted.
Nice. That already got oranges on it?
No. That's the red flesh orange. Cara orange tree.
Oh, okay.
That's the orange trees I planted. And I got a Fisher one that's a little smaller.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I gotta tuck in Jenny real quick.
Oh man, I can't get rid of that banding. Oh, light. There we go.
Oh man.
I thought I'd get rid of that with a stupid light, but apparently it's more annoying than ever before. So let's crank her up a little bit. Oh, that's even worse. Dude, I'm like sweating my ass off in here. I got a freaking air conditioner going.
There's the Fisher navel orange tree that I planted.
Nice.
Fisher.
Looking healthy.
What else I got?
And that was less irritating today. I haven't even I have navel orange and Mayer lemons, but they're in small planters right now because they're only like 1.5 feet tall.
This one. Here's my Dancy tangerine tree.
Trying to see, is that the one in the back with the big old leaves or in the middle?
In the middle, the small thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's hard to tell. You got so much foliage back there.
Yeah, it's jungle back there.
Huh, imagine that. A jungle on a tropical island.
So it's a cloud rainforest is what it is. It's an Ohia cloud rainforest. Let's see. Cool.
Come on, air conditioner, work better. I'm like dying over here. Oops, lost the chat.
Trying to find the pictures of all my trees. I don't even know if I have pictures of all of them, but let's see if I can dig up.
I'm doing pretty good. Florida, how are you doing? Yeah, I like to keep all my stuff, Grace, nice and organized, kind of leveled off. The shorter ones, unfortunately, they're actually like 2 inches wider and like 4 inches longer than my other planters, my taller ones. So they'll be able to hold a little bit more, but those front ones are actually going to be when I plant my, I'm going to do, I think, my carrots and radishes, or maybe I'll figure out something.
I planted a 272 little hexagon seed trays with red onions and spinach the last 2 days.
Okay,
Nice.
I'm back.
Those onions will take off pretty quick.
I hope so.
Figured
I've
out,
never had
figured out
issues
what
with
my
mine.
phone was. Okay, what did I miss? You're still holding your bow, aren't you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for the right.
Sort of like Linus with a security blanket.
Well, feel more secure with my AK, but there's the hog that walked into the trap.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Over 200 pounds of meat.
250, over 250.
That's
That's
still a lot of
Hey,
meat.
that's a sturdy trap if it's a 250 and you didn't get out of that.
Yeah, it's steel. I don't know what gauge
Hey,
wire.
South Florida, how you doing?
They sell them all over the island, you know.
Better late than never, South.
Yeah, this is
There's a picture of him. Wait a minute.
up close.
You said he had tusks?
I said he had like 6-inch canines, you know, but his mouth is closed here, so you can't see.
That's a boar. That's a big
Yeah, that's
boar.
a boar. It's a feral boar, but it was very lean. We could make bacon out of him, so
That's
it's
too bad.
He's being canned.
Canned ham.
Yeah, so
Hey, big spam.
it was slaughtered with a Henry lever action 357 long gun, and then
You got to use what you got to use.
yeah, that's what he had. So
Yeah.
but it was very heavy, and when he hung it up, it was from hoof to hoof. It was over 10 feet long.
Jeez.
They get big.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you have a pig problem there in New Mexico?
We got too many things that'll eat everything down here.
I know they have some in southern Iowa and definitely in Missouri. And Texas is definitely does.
No, Texas and Florida have like mad rampage of them things right now. They're going literally hog wild.
There's like free open season on them. That's what I heard.
Yeah, in some counties, yeah.
So my friend said I should get rebar to put up chicken wire around my crops to keep the pheasants away. So I said I don't need to buy rebar. My friend has with the pig has a bamboo forest, so we just processed some bamboo and made one end point. We have a bunch of 3-foot stakes that I'm going to use to put up the chicken wire around my crops.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and it's free.
Use the materials you have on hand.
Yeah, and it's free. Yeah, you just needed a saw to cut 3-foot lengths and make one end pointy. So he had a circular saw, and you can make one. You can kind of move it around to do the angle one, to make one end pointy, so you can stick it in the ground. And so I'll just hammer them into the ground about a foot down, and wrap chicken wire around it, the plaything, and on top, and hopefully the pheasants will do something else, because they all the pheasants live behind my tangerine tree right now.
I got a question for Cliff from South Florida.
Actually, technically, that's a question for all of us, but on that one, it really depends on the variety of cucumber you have and the soil you have it in and how much water and sunlight it gets.
And the growing season.
And the growing season. It could take anywhere between three weeks to like 2 months before you even see anything on your plant. You basically, when your plant is established and healthy, you'll know right away because it'll start producing like little flowers, and each one of them little flowers will start generating a fat end. So when you see that fat end, then your plant is starting. Then you need to make sure your plant has all the nutrients, make sure it's well watered and has a proper sunlight.
So there's my seed trays. They're hexagon shaped ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just keep them watered and in more or less shady, somewhat shady sunlight, and you'll see those onions. I guarantee they'll pop up within like 3-4 days.
Right. Well, I planted the first one yesterday and the second one today. So one of them is all onions. There's 72 spaces for each tray, 2 trays. So the second one is half onions, half spinach, and I'll put them in the ground after they're sitting in the garage, and it comes with a little clear dome you put over it.
Yeah.
They're sitting in the garage for a few days until they sprout, and then I'll put them out in the sun for a few hours every day to get them accustomed to being outside, and then I'll transplant them.
You probably do it for like maybe 1 day. Onions are like ridiculously, nefariously hard to kill once they start growing, unless you don't water them. Actually, I can attest to that. I live in the desert. I have like a pot of onions out front by my window right here. I forgot to water that thing for like 4 days. That thing was completely dried out. Watered it, and my plants just went whoop.
You don't have to water anything here because God takes care of that for you.
Yeah. So yeah, just leave it outside in the sun for a day or two, and that shouldn't even be a problem for them.
Right. Well, if we have sun, the problem I have worrying about my citrus trees is, do we have enough sunlight? Because they're supposed to get 8 hours a day. And today was the first sunny day we had in like 2 weeks. It has been rain for like the last 2 weeks straight. And today was like wonderful sunny day. It's the kind of day you live for up here.
Yeah, free water's free water though. But
I'm holding this bow.
If you need sunlight, yeah, that kind of does suck.
Yeah, so, well, I'm hoping we get a little more, but free water is nice, but the reason I'm holding the bow is because this room is so full of stuff, there's no place to sit down.
Hang it on the coat rack.
The coat rack is full. I mean, the hooks are full. So it's like, because that's why I'm building a storage shed, is because when I moved here, I have boxes that, I have boxes of clothes that I put on the bed, and this is the second bedroom in my house. And there's full boxes. I mean, the closets are all full, and there's no place to finish unpacking. So I'm building a storage shed on the house pad that
I see plenty of storage right on that wall, right by that light switch.
By the light switch,
Yeah, all you got to do is get another coat rack, set it on there about 1.5 feet above the light.
Well, the problem is
if put a shelf above that.
It won't work, because if you look down, there's a wall heater right under there, and it'll let you want whatever you put up there will turn toasty or burn, because there's a wall mount heater right under the light switch. So that wall.
Yeah, I can kind of see the top of it.
See it?
Yeah, I saw like after you mentioned that, I saw like the very, very top of that thing.
Yeah. But we'll get after when we get the storage shed built, everything will.
Hey, why?
I'll be able
Grace
to.
wants to see your face.
Grace wants my face?
Yep.
How much is she willing to pay to see my face?
Come on.
Hello. That good enough? I'm just leaning back.
Me too.
Yeah, this isn't, the computer desk is like against the wall. That's why you can see the light switch and the heater.
I had to lay back, put my feet up because my feet are starting to hurt because of the edema in my legs. which really freaking sucks.
You still have edema?
Oh yeah, it's becoming my medication I have to take.
Are you on something that takes some kind of diuretic to deal with that?
Nope. It's my blood pressure medicine they got me on. But the thing is, it only bothers me if I sit in a certain position, straight up and down.
Well, or you wear socks, you're gonna notice it.
Actually, I wear when I wear my socks, I've got compression sleeves on my lower legs, those things. But when I sit up is when I don't move for a long periods of time, like I'm on my streams. Then it's when it really bothers me.
Some of the blood pressures medications have some diuretic properties built into them. Like one of them that I take, chlorhydrothiazide, that has a mild diuretic. I mean, it's not like the Lasix, the furosemide. That's like.
I've got amlodipine and what's the other one? I can't think of the other one. Metoprolol. I can't remember.
Metoprolol. Yeah, but that's an antihypertensive that doesn't have any diuretic properties. What metoprolol does, it's like no matter how much you exercise it, like your blood pressure and heart rate is only it limits your heart rate, so it's only gonna go so fast no matter what you're doing. It's like they had me on a treadmill and they put it up on a really steep angle and had me going really fast, and my heart rate would there's like a wall. It's not going to get above it no matter what you do. That's what metoprolol does. So it's like your safety mechanism. If you're going to go out and do a lot of work, make sure you don't forget to take that one. If you're going
to answer Grace's question, I'm actually in my recliner at the moment, and I have my computer sitting in my lap.
I can't wait till my couch gets here so my Cheeto bag won't be lonely.
Oh man, you get Cliff on his cheese balls, you on your Cheetos, and this.
I haven't had Cheetos in like.
Boy, I was eating these things.
Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, cheese puffs. These things were hotter than Hades. I ate half the bag and I was dying.
Yet you still did it.
I only ate half the bag. I still have the other half. I'm going to go buy another bag one of these days, and I'm going to do a freaking live stream. I'm just going to eat the whole bag and suffer.
Well,
yeah, this is some of the stuff that I've been getting off of my plants.
Thank you for coming, Pappy. I didn't realize you were in here. Yeah.
Container of beans.
I use a gun rack for mine, an old gun rack.
My bolster's been hanging in the bag on the garage and a pegboard, so because it's just the most convenient place.
Oh, another thing you need to be careful with Hawaii though, keep it out of the heat, especially if you have it strung. If you bake it, it's going to warp the limbs badly.
Okay, it's not too hot in the garage. It doesn't get too hot.
Define not too hot.
Especially in Hawaii.
70. Well, I'm on a mountaintop, so I think 78 would be as hot as it gets.
Because the way most recurve limbs are made, they're compressed in a heated box, and you could delam the limbs easily if you're not careful.
They don't look delaminated.
They can, is what I'm saying.
Right. I don't think it's hot enough in the garage, but I do open it once a day when I go in there to both the garage door and the back door to get crosswind and blow out any hot air that's in there. Because it's a metal roof and that can get hot, but only if we have a sunny day, and we don't have it. This is the only sunny day we've had, like in the last 2 weeks. Well, if it's a sunny day, I just open the garage door. And it does whatever hot air is in there just gets crosswind.
Night, Evan. Thank you for coming.
But yeah, it's also it's important to do that because I also store some.
Okay, what's with over donkey?
That was supposed to say oven donkey because every time I type something for some reason, every time I hit enter, I see it on my screen. It like scoots over like one space every for some reason, I just went to type in oven donkey. I don't even know how over got stuck in there.
Yeah, I might get a dehydration unit for my garage, but I'm not going to get an air conditioner for it.
You mean a dehumidifier?
Yeah, dehumidifier. Isn't that what I said?
No, you said dehydrator.
Oh, well, no.
I'm like, bro, that's going to be a humongous dehydrator if you're going to try to dehydrate your garage.
Well, I mean, that might be good for dehydrating vegetables and stuff, but no. If I was going to get anything, it'd be a freeze dryer, but they're very expensive, the good ones. And
Ridiculous. A small
Gentlemen, I
one.
need to let you guys know something. In about 24 minutes is what I'm going to call it.
okay, are we going to have an after chat this time, or are you just going to turn
That's
it off?
going to be on Cliff, because Cliff's the master of the after chat.
That guy's got to go to. Oh, I got to work in the morning. I got a 30 pizza order first thing when I get to work.
30 Who the hell ordered 30 pizzas in advance?
A school.
School. What are they having, a Poison the Children week or something?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a birthday party.
Oh,
No, it's just
we're going to
giving
teach
the
you critical
presentation.
race theory, but we know you'll pay attention if we give you pizza or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe they're just going to give the pizzas to one race of kids and let the other ones starve.
No. And don't even talk like that on this channel, please.
Oh, hey, I got to talk to you about
We don't start, bro.
censorship. You know, you shouldn't tell your friends what they can and can't say. But
No. The thing is, it's on my live, and they can ding me for it.
I know, but it's censorship anyway. You stack it up, and I hate that.
Yeah, but it comes back on me, not just you. So I just want to keep things even if I can.
You mean Evan?
Even, not Evan. Evan is far from even because he's like 6'3", 6'4".
And then I can't spell, and every time I type his name, I always type in even.
In the news, there was some teacher that resigned in front of the school board because she didn't like their policies about it. So, and she got a job working somewhere else where they don't mind.
The school board just bones their teachers. They don't care.
Yeah.
We did the teachers one today, Lori. We had, was it 12 pizzas for them today? And they were in about a little bit before. What haircut? I haven't even gotten a haircut yet. Still got to shave all this off.
He's looking a little shaggy.
Yeah, you see my sad widow's peak thing growing over here? I got to get all that out.
So if you're shaggy, where's Velma?
Buried in the backyard.
Why? She's the best one.
No.
What, you prefer Daphne?
No. If given my druthers, I would burn that entire series to the ground and everyone that made it.
Depends on which one you're talking about.
All of them. I can't stand Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I love Scooby-Doo.
The cartoon?
Yeah, I can't stand it. Never liked it as a kid growing up.
I liked it as a kid. What don't you like about it? What strikes you, rubs you the wrong way?
All of it. It's just terrible.
The only seasons that I didn't like is when they brought in Scrappy-Doo. Anything after Scrappy-Doo went downhill.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Because Scrappy-Doo just
downhill.
ruined the whole show.
And any of the remakes they made were even worse than the original.
Yeah, they like see, Lori's the same way.
Well, did they, like Warner Brothers, start to ruin Bugs Bunny by trying to make him politically correct? It was just
Yes. And they tried to take away Elmer Fudd's pew.
Yeah, they took away his pew, his bang stick. It's just, I don't know. This isn't the America that most people grew up in, that we're in right now.
Exactly.
Oh, you got to realize a lot of the stuff that some of us watched when we were younger, that stuff was not PC back in the day.
Looney Tunes was the most violent TV shows on TV.
I remember
times did Daffy Duck get shot?
Numerous times.
I like the
times
one
did Tom and Jerry
where
kill each other?
I like the one where Bugs Bunny was at the end of one of the cartoons was testing ammunition by he had like a mallet and he was like hitting the top of the artillery round to make sure it wasn't a dud, or something.
I remember that
Oh, I
one.
remember that one.
The primers are on the other side, you know. I was like, "You're hitting the wrong side, you stupid rabbit."
Well, have fun when you're shooting tomorrow, Pappy. I mean, I won't get to shoot until later on, but I will try to do some. Popeye was pretty violent too, especially when he had to go up against Bluto. Bluto used to be a bully, major time.
What about Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote?
He was actually more self-destructive. The Roadrunner didn't do anything.
Well, but he knew
All he said was
what
meep
happened.
meep and then ran.
He did what he was supposed to do, run. Though they did do one thing wrong. They made that one episode where he actually caught him.
I do remember that one. But it was only for a brief moment, and he felt so bad, he just let him go. I was just
Exactly. Because
you
it
had
was
him,
all
just
about the
couldn't
chase
keep it.
anyway. It was all about the chase. It has nothing to do with what catching him.
yeah.
Acme birdseed, Acme explosive, you know, Acme dynamite. It was
Right. What was it? The gunpowder bird seed that he fed him, and he still just was like, meep, meep, and it was a Yeah,
well, I like
if
the
I
one.
was him, I would have stopped buying Acme products because every one of them failed miserably.
Oh, see, what was the one? Mighty Mouse, you know, and Underdog. Underdog was a drug addict.
So was Captain Caveman.
How was Captain Caveman a drug addict?
They were all stoned.
He hung around 3 girls.
So if Elmer Fudd started using archery instead of a bang stick, you think that would be more politically correct?
Actually, I think there was a couple episodes he did use a bow, but that wasn't very often. There's like 1 or 2.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
And I think it was because Bugs Bunny took the bow away from him and shot him.
I almost want to say Woody Woodpecker was violent, but not really. It
No,
was just a really annoying bird pecking holes in him.
Tom and Jerry was the worst,
Definitely.
especially when the Tom would have to go up against the Butch, the dog.
You know, I gotta say this, John Wick.
Spike?
They ought to, the next John Wick,
Like,
they
yeah.
give him a bow and arrow to use because he's never used one. If he could shoot a pencil with a bow, that would be great for John Wick.
You'd have to have a really long pencil. I mean, a really long pencil.
Have a really long pencil, dude.
No,
I guess you could just tie a pencil to the end of a bow and shoot it that way. I mean, technically, you're still shooting a pencil.
I seen somebody make out of a couple the industrial size paper clips and some rubber bands a mini compound bow.
Yeah, but I guarantee you probably only get about 1 or 2 shots out of that before the springs on that thing just go point and they're useless.
Well, this was the heavy, strong ones, not the weaker, teeny little ones. The ones that look like triangles or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. The butterfly clips.
Yeah, the big ones.
Butterfly ones. Yeah.
So let me ask you an archery question. What can you do with the bow besides shoot arrows? I mean, does it have any other uses?
You can start a
bow drill
fire
fire.
with it.
You can what?
Start
Bow
a
drill
fire with
fire.
it.
Use it like a boat. Well, it's not a bow drill. It would
You
you'd
can
have
use
to,
it like a bow
essentially
drill.
work the
Use it for a
exact
bow
same
drill.
way.
And you can fish with it.
well, you could shoot a fish, but I mean, what can you do with besides, shooting arrows with it?
Well, you could fight with it if you ever seen anybody, watch any Green Arrow, TV show.
But that was also a manufactured bow that he had with spring loaded.
No. In the later episodes, or even like if you watch Hawkeye, his became a bow staff.
Can you use the string as a garrote?
Yep. You can also use it as a snare.
Well, I mean, you could use it as a garrote even when it's on the bow if you could get it around, bat someone over the head.
That's possible too.
If you can get it, what you do is
Here
you
comes
grab them with
Lori.
it, and then you pull them to the side from the end of it,
Hey, Lori.
where you got that string in the bow limb like this. When it gets on like either side of the neck, it'll just pinch. That's the
Hey, Lori.
first you get that in there. Hi, Lori. How's it going, dear?
Hi.
What do you got
We got a
there?
storm coming. This is that cover I got for my son's Target.
Oh, cool.
I seen the lightning flashing in the background.
I love those. Those are awesome.
Yeah. It was cheap.
Is that a
Right.
fitted skirt type, or is that a regular square
It's
type?
shaped round. It's round shaped, and then it's got, let's see here.
So it's the standard like high school Target.
Yeah,
look.
it's a fitted
Yeah.
skirt kind.
Yeah.
I
It's,
use those all the
short
time.
like
They're
Target.
really good for a round target. Yeah, those are nice. I like those.
Yeah, because it was in the shed, and the cover got all like nasty. I don't know from animals or what. So, but this was like $20. I'm like, all right, screw it.
Yeah, I used to use those particular kinds with my Saunders archery mats all the time.
Yeah.
Then I went to the
Look, you see that?
the Delta Mackenzie's 32-inch ones, and they have to change target faces. But that's a nice target face.
Matt Florida's over here. It's pretty sad when they take off Pepe Le Pew and Speedy Gonzalez because it's racist.
I know.
I'm telling you, dude, a lot of them cartoons back in the day were.
Pepe
just
Le
there.
Pew was not racist. He was a sexist.
Yeah, he was a
More-
Cuomo.
he was a predator, which it was even worse.
Well, the thing is, he was a very useless predator because he would never. Yeah,
Dude, and he was always chasing that cat that always kept getting painted.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, how? Stop getting near the paint, you stupid cat.
I like your bow that you got there. Is that a recurve?
yeah, that's his PSC recurve, takedown recurve.
That's neat. Is it metal or
Pro
wood?
Max,
Wow.
25-pound draw.
Wow.
62.
That's 60-inch. That's a standard for most takedown recurves, around 62, 63-inch.
Someday I'll show you. My kid's sleeping, but I'll show you the curve he's got. And I think he's got my crossbow in his room. Look at the wood on that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, Cliff, could you show her your
That's nice. I like that.
riser? You don't have to put it together. Just show her the riser.
So it's like laminated wood that they kind of carved.
Well, wait till you see Cliff's. I've got the same kind of bow for myself. This is the riser of the Samick Sage.
Yeah, it wasn't that expensive either.
That's the Samick Sage riser.
Okay.
I gotta get this way.
Is that just half of it, or?
That's
this is just
that's
the,
the riser. That's the
this is
handle.
just the riser.
Oh, he had the center part. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The limbs
The
aren't.
limbs are removable you can pack it up before you can transport it.
Okay. I don't know. I got a few years ago.
You
I
just
got my
use-
son.
You just unscrew those bolts, put your limbs on, and you're good to go. That's like $120, $130 bow, and you can hunt with it. You can do whatever you want with it.
These things are long too. They're not short ones. They go in there. They go deep.
and it's
Where do you
really,
get-
really
where do you
strong.
Get something like that.
Huh?
That's just not at Walmart or anything. You got to go somewhere.
No, you can get them at eBay's got them, Amazon's got them,
I got mine on Sportsman's Guide.
Sportsman's Guide's got them.
When Sportsman's Warehouse sells them, you can probably anywhere like major sporting goods stores should sell it.
If you look on eBay, they have brand new ones for like $120,
They're nice.
and you can get them from 30 pounds all the way up to 60 pounds, left or right-handed.
Okay.
I think I might take this to a stand.
We have until recently we had 3 of them here at our house. JV Outdoors, he has bought 3 of them so far. Gave
Okay.
2 of them away for contest things, and has one himself. And he's going to be showing up at my archery shoot next week. So here in Iowa, which is going to be cool.
I know. I wish I could come.
I wish you could too, but it's a little bit far from New York.
Yeah. I mean, I'd fly, but my kid's going off.
But we could do is that you could shoot there and we could shoot here. We could try to connect and do a dual live stream type of thing. Who knows?
Yeah, because the crossbow that I bought myself, I haven't really used that much. So I got to practice.
I'm having trouble hearing you because I'm hard of hearing, so bear with me.
Okay. I said
Let me
the
put my
crossbow-
headset in. That might help.
The crossbow I got
Just so you
myself.
could turn up the volume on your hearing aid.
Well, I don't. Okay, I got my headset in. I can hear better now.
You heard that one, no problem.
I got it right before I plugged my headset in. Now, Semic Sages are, as my personal preference, because of the price point is really on point. It's really low. $120 can get you a bow. You could do pretty much anything you want with it. You could hunt with it. You could go bow fishing with it. You could just use it for target practice. You can use defense. Whatever you feel like you're using it for. And
it's a very good platform to start on.
And if you would look at Cliff's riser that he had there, they had attachment points for you can add bow quivers. You could add a bow fishing reel attachment. You could add L rests, such as a whisker biscuit on there. It's got all the places you need for the attachments. He'll show you on his.
You've got your port here for your stabilizer.
Or you could use it for a bow fishing setup.
A bow fishing rig. You have your main bridge here for whisker biscuit or any other stealth attachment.
L rests.
And then you
That's
have
where the arrow rests. That's where it
on
rests.
here. These are for your sight mounts.
Or you could use them for setting up for your bow quiver.
My kid's got a quiver like Robin Hood shit,
I've got a back quiver. That's what I prefer.
Yeah, that's what he's got. A leather thing.
Yeah, so for not a large price out of pocket, this is actually a really good platform to work with because it's so versatile. You can do a lot with it.
Yeah, and because the limbs are replaceable, you can also, as you get better, if you start off low, like Evan started at the 30-pound bow, you could work your way up in increments, go all the way up to 60 pounds. And
I like the center part of his bow, though.
That's the riser.
Carved.
Yeah.
It looks
The
like
thing is about
laminated colored wood.
Yeah, mine's the same exact design.
Yeah, it's just pretty,
It is very pretty.
I go for the pretty.
I have a question. When I put the bow wax on, do I go right over the metal part around the finger savers with it?
Nope. There should be a part that's wound in the center that it's raised above the regular string.
Right.
Don't go over that. That's called the. Give me a second.
Your knock something.
No. Serving string. That's your serving string.
Serving string. So don't go over that. Just do the wax the rest of it. Okay.
Yeah, just the upper and lower versions.
Okay. All right.
Starting to rain here.
You be safe now over there, okay?
Actually, gonna have to replace mine.
Watch out for lightning.
Mine's actually getting worn out.
When's the last time you waxed your string, Cliff?
Oh, it's not my string that's worn out. It's the spot where you put. See, this is the issue. My string is fine. It's a little loose, but
The loops are wearing out?
no, I've got a bit of fraying right there. You can see it on there.
Oh, that's easy. Wax will take care of that.
It will?
Yep. A little bit is fine. As long as you wax it, and it'll help secure your bowstring and prolong the life of your bowstring.
I've actually restrung. I had one before that I actually restrung using upholstery thread. But they always give you, it's like always, no matter what, it's always like an 8-inch section. And honestly, they really only need to do like 3 inches, if that.
I've done 6 inches, but that's because I need something for my fingers. It depends on which style of shooting. You could do split finger, which is what I used, or you could do three under.
I usually do 2. I'm weird. I've got.
No, wait.
I can do split finger with the 3. But even with that, like even if I have 2 on top, 1 on bottom, or the other way around, I still only need like 4 inches.
Right.
I think I do that, whatever this is.
Split finger.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
aside from that, my string is actually in good condition. I mean, there is no fraying on that nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I found out just a little while ago that Hawaii didn't unstring his bow when he put it away last.
You're supposed to unstring it?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not supposed to leave the string under because it stretches.
Oh,
And
shit.
the thing is,
Kids got it on their.
yeah, you got to take it down when you're not using it.
All right,
It protects the limbs and the bowstring. Because last thing you want to do is the string to be damaged when you try to pull it back and it snaps.
All right.
Yeah,
This
you
is
don't
what
want that. That'll slap you in the
Let's see where
face.
it is.
Let me just make sure about this. Is this a practical thing that everybody should do, or are you being in the slightest bit an elitist about it? Tell
Yeah.
me.
No, it's standard what you're supposed to do.
Okay, that's why I was asking, because I didn't know. Now I know. Okay.
Yeah, because you want to prolong the limbs life that you have, because follow through is a real thing. So you unstring your bow. That gives your bows back a chance to relax. Because let's see, I'm trying to remember.
Basically, limb memory. If you have it stretched too far, it loses that positioning, and when you use it the next time, it's actually going to be weaker.
Exactly. Or create a weak point in the limb itself, which could snap as well.
I'm not a professional or anything. Like, it's just fun shit.
Think of your limbs the same way that a knife maker thinks of making a knife. When you're doing multiple layers on a knife, so basically Damascus, if any of your folds delimb on the inside, you're going to have that shim that's going to split, and that's going to be a weak point. If that splits even worse, when you pull back on that riser and that limb could snap off and slap you.
I've had bows break on me before.
This
It
is all one
happens.
piece, I think. It doesn't come. That's
It says fiberglass or wood.
It's wood. It was handmade or something in Japan. Whoops, shit.
Okay, one piece longbows. You got to be or recurves. You got to be very careful of follow through.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Okay, it basically the wood part of the bow takes the shape that it sticks to the shape that it's in when it's strung. So when you unstring it, it doesn't unbend.
Okay.
Which means, as Cliff mentioned earlier, it means the poundage drops.
All right.
Which means it makes it useless.
It's like too weak or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it'll make your arrow go like 10 feet, and that's it.
Among other things, yeah.
You can throw your arrow 10 feet.
But I want to let you guys know I've got 3 minutes.
Well, where are you going now? Where
I'm going to bed.
It's almost,
you're at a time.
it's nearly midnight for him over there.
I'm here.
He doesn't want to stay around.
I've got to be up at 4 in the morning.
My kid gets up
Real life.
Work.
Yeah, I've got to go to work. So I got to be on the road at 5 and be at work at 6.
Yeah. It's 12:30 here.
It's 11:28 here.
It's 6:28 in Hawaii.
Yeah, but don't forget to wax your string first, Hawaii, before you take it off.
Right.
And don't you let it. And also, you should also lay it down. If you
can't hang it up.
Well, if you lay it down flat, not sideways, make sure it's pressure's not on one limb or another. Don't do it standing up like that.
Ours is just standing up, I think, in a corner somewhere.
Oh no! That's even worse.
Mine's hung up. There's no pressure on the limb. It's in the bag and it's hung up.
Oh, the bag's different though. Yeah,
Wait,
but
hearing the
Lori,
thunder? Listen.
I heard it earlier.
I can see the lightning, but I can't hear nothing from it.
I love thunderstorms.
My camera went blurry again. Stupid camera.
But I hate to say this, guys. I've got to go.
All right, go ahead.
I've got 1 minute left. 1 minute left.
I wanted to say thank you for the bow string wax. Very much.
You're most welcome. You won it fair and square, and I hope it you use it well. I mean, use it what it's intended for. It's fun being able to talk a lot about archery a lot. I miss being able to do that. But I'm going to be doing a lot more archery videos in the next week or so, especially with the get together next week. And if I can get with Lori about her doing some shooting on her place, and we can do some shooting out where we're at, it'd be kind of cool to see if we can connect that way.
Yeah.
Don't know how we're going to do it, but we'd figure something out.
It'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
Even if we can get Cliff to get his bow out and let him actually set up a target.
One of these days, when I actually have more time off.
You mentioned if we could get everybody here who's got a bow, doesn't matter where they're at, all shooting at the same time.
That'd be cool.
That would be very cool.
Uh,
But
But
anywho, that guy has to get some sleep.
Yeah, I've got to get some sleep.
all
So
right.
good night, everybody.
Right.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Hawaii. South Florida, Grace. Thank you, Papa. Pappy, thank you for coming. And I would like to talk to you some more about your shooting. So good night. Love you. Peace be with you. And
See
good
ya.
night.
Fuck
Night.
outdoors out.
Aloha.
Ciao.
Ciao.
All right. Good
Night,
night.
Hawaii.
See ya. Finally leave studio button.